What's up, everybody? It's Fantasy Endgame back with you to help answer your questions. Starts it, waiver wire trade, anything fantasy football related. We're here for you. That's what we do. So we'll also talk about some of the latest news and updates and anything that might help you win because that is our end game. So we got some news today. There's always news midweek. It's not good news. Usually it's not because this is when injuries start to leak, and you guys might have guessed there's something maybe going on with Tyreek Hill. So just when you thought you may have had the best player in fantasy, think again. But here's the fun part. We don't know anything at this point, and the comments are all nice and vague. And I think what worried me most is it was this hypothetical about like what it would be like if Tyreek Hill wasn't playing. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how panicked should be Tyreek Hill owners right now?
I'm probably sitting at 8 right now, to be honest, because look, guy doesn't practice on Wednesday, no big deal. I usually don't even think about it. It's like whatever. People start freaking out, right? Like, oh my gosh, so and so didn't practice today. It's like fine, it's Wednesday. But here's why I'm at 8 with Tyreek Hill. Well, number one, he always practices on Wednesday. He's not one of these guys who like takes the veteran rest day. So that right there is a little alarming. But even still, it's like, okay, maybe, he got a little dinged up in that game. They're giving him a day off. No big deal. Here's what really alarmed me. Tua said something to the effect of, let me pull up the exact quote because I have it, because I posted it in our Discord. Tua, his exact quote was, somewhere down the line, we're going to get Tyreek back. That is a direct quote. Somewhere down the line, we're going to get Tyreek back. Now, maybe he means tomorrow. I mean, it technically is down the line.
It is down the line.
But that doesn't sound like they expect him to play this week. And that actually doesn't even sound like they expect him to play. Like, that doesn't sound like, and you know what I worry? There's like because Mike McDaniel, he talks before practice. He doesn't talk after. So nobody was able to ask him after practice, like, why didn't Tyreek? I'm sure they'll ask him tomorrow. But they're saying a hip, and I worry he has what happened to Jamar Chase last year. Which obviously, it's better than, it's like, okay, at least we know he'll be back. But remember, Jamar Chase missed, I think, 3 games, right? 3 games. So we could be like, look, I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, you know what I mean? But the fact that Tua sounds like it's something where he already expects Tyreek Hill to miss more than a game. And the hip, I'm wondering if it's what happened with Jamar Chase last year, meaning we could be looking at a multi-week absence without Tyreek Hill, which is just brutal.
And with Chase, you remember he was supposed to miss more. They were expecting it to be like a 6 to 8 week thing, and he came back much sooner than expected, and he was fine. DK Metcalf dealing with a hip thing. He missed last week. He'll be questionable this week. I'm not saying it's the exact same injury. We don't even know what, if anything, that Tyreek Hill has, but the verbiage is not encouraging. So just be prepared. Didn't have a Tyreek Hill waiver wire replacement ready because this is a new thing. So just off the top of your head, and you're not allowed to say Chase Claypool, who might benefit from this absence, if anyone, or is there really just nobody in the Dolphins offense that, gets a bump?
I mean, probably Craycraft, right? Isn't he back? Didn't they say he was limited today? I thought he had a limited practice today.
Oh, is he back? I thought he was out for a while, but I haven't checked in on that.
But here's the thing. First of all, Tyreek Hill, you can't replace Tyreek Hill.
No.
Like if you lose Tyreek Hill, like you can't go out and pick up River Craycraft and be like, oh, I'm good. I got River Craycraft. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm fine. I can get by. So really, there's no replacement on the Dolphins. Like, hopefully you have somebody on your bench better than River Craycraft that you could plug in for however many weeks if he misses, right? We don't know. Look, he might still play this week. Maybe, tomorrow he'll be back at practice and it's like, oh, whew, we dodged that bullet. But yeah, hopefully you have somebody on your bench better than River Craycraft to potentially play this week if Tyreek Hill is out.
Yeah, no, you're right. Craycraft has been on IR, but he is now set to come back to practice this week. So you're right about that. Braxton Berrios plays a lot in the slot, but he is what he is. It was interesting to see Cedric Wilson, who
True.
signed a
Yep.
pretty generous contract last year to promptly do nothing the entire season. He actually did get a little bit involved last week when Jalen
True.
Waddle was out with the back spasms. I mean, a little bit more involved. I just thinking, he's somebody who should have been better last year. And I mean, just if you're desperate, right? At this point, if waivers already ran, because they did in a lot of leagues, and now you're dealing with looking for a replacement. The good news is nobody's on bye this week, at least, so you should have more options. But man, if it's a multi-week absence, not good. Not good. So let's see. We don't want to jump the gun, though. Like, there's absolutely nobody here should even be considering, like, oh, should I trade Tyreek Hill? No, not right now, or ever. No, don't trade Tua. Tua can still put up numbers. They won't be as good, obviously.
Right.
But don't make a knee-jerk reaction when we don't even have any information. Not even all the information. We really don't have any information, like facts. We just have some speculation.
Right.
Now, we do have a fact that Brock Purdy, going through the protocol, reported symptoms after the game. And now it's like he's not for sure. He hasn't been ruled out because it's too early for that, but unlikely to play. Are we rolling with Sam Darnold?
No, I mean, I hope you're not rolling with Sam. Maybe in like a Superflex league if you're desperate, right? If Brock Purdy was your QB2, okay, maybe Sam Darnold. But no, I mean, I'm not going to roll Sam Darnold in a 1 QB league. That is just getting way too risky.
Yeah. It's a nice system, but yeah, I understand it's a little too deep. I mean, Brock Purdy was barely, in my mind, startable, barely in a single quarterback league.
Exactly.
So the real question, I think, is, okay, if it's Sam Darnold, which it looks like it is because they got rid of Trey Lance, see how they feel about that. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan actually probably doesn't mind at all. I mean, he's never a Trey Lance fan. But what does this mean for Brandon Ayuk? We got no Debo here. Got Sam Darnold at quarterback. Does this hurt Ayuk enough that you're now on the fence about starting him?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if you have better options, sure. I mean, I think you got to drop him down a little bit. But look, Sam Darnold is at least serviceable. It's not like their backup quarterback is, Tyson Bagent making his first start out of Division II Shepherd University or something, right? Where you got to be terrified. Or their backup QB is like Trevor Siemian or something like that. Like at least Sam Darnold is serviceable. He can get the job done. He's in a good system. Kyle Shanahan will make it easy for him, right? He'll make it as easy as he can. But I mean, you can't feel quite as good about Ayuk as you would have if it was Brock Purdy. But I'm not going to completely be out on him like I was on, like, say, DJ Moore last week, where I'm like, I don't even want to risk it if I don't have to. Let me see first. I'll still roll with Ayuk unless you have really good options. Yeah,
it's not the ideal time for this to happen because they play the Bengals, and this is not a cake matchup. It's not like, we get the Cardinals this week, like we can get by. So might have some decisions to make there too. If you guys aren't aware, no Brock Purdy. We'll see what happens there, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Sam Darnold. So we'll also have some more updates throughout the week. I mean, it's only Wednesday, and injuries keep coming in. But look, if you're looking for some late week waiver wire pickups, just saying, I'm not going to tell you go out and stash, every backup Dolphins receiver. But if you're in a deep league, you got a roster spot, you missed out, whatever it is, you have dead weight on your roster, you have 3 tight ends for no explainable reason. Take a shot on somebody that you might, be able to use at least a couple of weeks from now, because next week and the week after, then the buys are going to start coming back. So just saying, this is always thinking ahead, right? Get ahead of the game. All right, so we're going to get to your questions. We do have plenty lined up. I appreciate everybody who's already been in there early, very early. And you know how this works, guys. Super chats get precedence. We'll do those first, and we do have several of those. We'll answer as many as we can. But if you do super chat, guarantee your question will get posted on the air, and we'll address it. But before we do that, you might not remember, so I'm here to remind you, we are partnered with Underdog. And if you haven't tried Underdog, well, go ahead and do it now, because new customer special, if you sign up and use promo code ENDGAME, you get not only the 100% deposit match, which is now up to $500 limit, you also can take advantage of the special pick, which is Josh Allen just getting the yard, right? Thursday night, Bucks Bills. Josh Allen gets the yard. You take that pick and you went higher, then that's a free pick for you. Combine it with anything else, and you can triple your wager. And if you combine it with 4 other picks, you might even go 20 times, because that's how you can do it. I'm telling you, I think I'm getting the hang of this. I told you this earlier, Chris. Had a good week. I tried an NBA one yesterday, tried a baseball one for the playoffs a couple days ago, I did several football ones on Sunday. I think I'm getting the hang of it, so I'm not going to get overconfident, but I'm just saying, guys, the more you do it, you get a better feel for things, right?
Definitely.
On a winning streak. All right, so the first question that I think we need to address here is Alex, because he's a member and he's always up in here first. Yes, hit the like button, definitely. All right, so full PPR needs 1 running back and 1 receiver, Pacheco or Stevenson.
I think I got to go Pacheco. He gets the Broncos. I know they've been a bit better the last couple of weeks, but they're still pretty bad against the run. I got to go Pacheco over Stevenson.
Yeah, I'm not, I guess, as high on Pacheco as most others, but it's the Broncos. I know that Packers didn't really do much against the Broncos, but I think that's more about the Packers being bad on offense. So, yeah, Pacheco for me too. And then here's Ayuk. We go him, Collins, or Rice.
Do I go Collins over Ayuk now?
That's the question, because I think it might have, maybe not easily, because Collins has been good, but you might say, oh, well, I'll go with Ayuk. But now I kind of have to think twice.
Yeah, I might just go with Nico, because Nico has been good. Like I would have gone Ayuk before the Purdy news, but I think now I'm going to go Nico.
I agree. Nico gets the Panthers. I mean, pretty good spot for him. I mean, these guys are all startable, all pretty solid, but I think I'll go Nico. And then rest of season, you go T. Higgins or Hollywood.
I'm still going Higgins. I still believe in Higgins. Should be healthy coming out of the bye. Burrow should be fully healthy now. The offense should be ready to roll. I do like Hollywood, especially Kyler Murray. Full practice today, so we may see him this week. But I'm still going to take Higgins.
I'm still going Higgins. Had Higgins like quite a bit higher, pre-draft process. Nothing has really changed that for me. So, yeah, it's definitely Higgins for me. This other thing I forgot to mention, we do our little news roundup. We got confirmation, I think, unofficial confirmation that Arthur Smith definitely does hate your fantasy team. Like, because did you see that little soundbite? Like, you don't want to read too much into press conferences and coach quotes and stuff, but he for no reason just decided he wanted to go out of his way to take a dig at fantasy football players. So with that said, do you still feel good about Bijan?
Yes, because as much as Arthur Smith may hate your fantasy team, he likes winning more, and he likes having a job in the NFL more.
Yeah.
And Arthur Smith,
you would think,
as much as we like to dig on him, like you drafted a tight end and don't use him, you drafted a wide receiver, you drafted a running. No, he does use them. The problem is they don't have a quarterback. Kyle Pitts, if you look at Kyle Pitts, take out the receptions and the yards and everything, and just look at the way he's used. Like Travis Kelce might be the only, maybe not even Travis Kelce. There's like no other tight end that's used like Kyle Pitts. He lines out wide. He runs actual routes. He's not like, he's used as a weapon. They just don't have a QB. That's the problem. And you look at Bijan before that weird game last week, he's in motion all the time, right? They're getting him out, receiving down the field, like giving him carries too. I mean, he's used, like, there aren't many, like, I don't even know if Christian McCaffrey is really, maybe Christian McCaffrey. Like, sure, Christian McCaffrey gets more volume than Bijan, but I'm talking about just the way Arthur Smith uses these guys. Like, how many running backs do you see go in motion, like line up out wide, and then go in motion and then are like the first read coming out of motion. That's like what the Dolphins do with Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? And Arthur Smith does it with Bijan. So I think Arthur Smith, I would never want to like have a beer with Arthur Smith. He seems like like, oh dude, like annoying. But he's actually a pretty smart guy when it comes to offense. It's like, what can you when your quarterback is Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota, who is arguably the worst quarterback in the NFL last year, like there's only so much your offense can do. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, people are forgetting, before last week, Bijan Robinson had actually been pretty good. He, not destroying fantasy or anything, but still, there were no questions. I mean, is this all it takes? One game where he doesn't play to?
yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be worried if he went out there, took the ball 20 times and got, 13 yards. Like, that would worry me if he looked that bad. That wasn't the case. He just didn't play because of whatever weird reason that we're never going to find out. So anyways, good enough. I still feel good enough about Bijan. Graham McLaurin, which would you rather play in the flex, Ramondre or Josh Downs? This is an 8-man league.
And these are your flexes? I do kind of like Josh Downs' matchup this week, but I mean, man, like you don't want to. I just don't want to.
You don't want to
buy into like this is the opposite of Bijan, right? This is like, hey, this guy just had a big game. Let's buy now Josh Downs is like a must start. Like right now Jordan Addison is a must start. Like you have to start Jordan Addison now. He's like a no doubt must start.
Of course.
This is how it works, right? This is how it works.
You don't want to be swayed by the recency bias.
Exactly.
But I think just look at it objectively. Okay, would you play Josh Downs over Ramondre Stevenson? That's it. I mean, this week, I don't love either guy, but I think I would still go Downs if it's a PPR league, which it is.
Yeah, I probably would still go Downs because I feel like he at least has some upside. Like, I don't know if Ramondre has upside. So,
yeah.
But I do worry that, we could be in for a 2-catch Josh Downs game.
Yeah, I don't expect a big game, but I think he's startable over Ramondre. Juice 420 in a 14-team league is 7-0. All right, with this squad, would you make any changes?
I mean, it's going to be hard to recommend changes to a 7-0 team, but let's take a look.
I don't think so. I don't see anything.
I mean, I'll say you can drop Mason now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think any of those bench players need to be started.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
You're good.
You're 7-0, and you have JJ coming back. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. No kidding. All right, you remember yesterday Marcos had the huge trade, and now he's still at it with another one. So another 14-teamer, Swift, T, CD, Smith, Algier, right? That's the trade from yesterday. Had Purdy. All right, well, now you definitely need help at quarterback because Purdy's not playing. All right, so the trade he made was he flipped Thielen for Lawrence. Got T-Law, Pierce, Bijan, CD, Smith, Kelsey, and either Watson or Rice. Okay, I mean, you got a good lineup, but...
Yeah. I mean, look, and I'm not even that high on Thielen. Like, I think he's pretty overvalued, right? I mean, like, it's hard to say a guy who's been as good as him is overvalued, but I think, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does this all year. But even still, I don't want to trade a position player like Thielen for a quarterback. I would have just much preferred you streamed a quarterback.
And not a high-end quarterback. Like a...
Yeah, that's the other thing. Trevor Lawrence hasn't even been, like, great. I mean, he's been good. Like, he's fine. Like, he's solid. You can plug him in every week and not think about it, but it's not like he's, crushing it. So, yeah, I would have preferred either. Like, look, maybe if you had traded Thielen and gotten, like, Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that, I'd be like, okay, maybe I can live with that. But Thielen for T-Law, that feels like you sold pretty low on Thielen, honestly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you did need a quarterback, and it's a 14-team league, so probably waivers not too good, but yeah, probably could have got more, kind of like yesterday's trade. Probably could have got a little bit more, but you still have a good lineup. You know, Kevin is back. Gave Tyreek Hill, Aaron Jones, Godwin, and Mostert in one league. You gave them, like, you traded them away, or are you saying I have? I wonder if he's trying to say I have.
Maybe he's saying he's have. I would say Tyreek. I mean, look. So I'll just go guy by guy. Tyreek Hill, yeah, you got to be worried about him right now in the short term. But assuming it's not like a season ender, which, let's pray it's not a season ender. But assuming it's just like a multi-week injury, maybe a week or two, okay, yeah, that's going to hurt you in the short term, but then he'll be back and he'll be fine and you'll be fine. So not worried about Tyreek Hill. Aaron Jones, I'm a little nervous about. He's going to be one of those guys I'm going to be really interested to see how he looks this weekend, because he's at the age, he's at the touch mark where A, you expect more injuries, which we've seen, and B, you expect him not to be as good. And maybe we're seeing that. Maybe we are seeing that. But he's got a good matchup this week. We'll see how he looks. So I'm worried, but I'm not like full on, give up mode just yet. But I'm definitely more towards the worry side on him. Godwin, I think, has been fine. He's been fine.
Yeah, he's nothing to worry about specifically with him.
Yeah, and Mostert, I would say, yeah, I'm worried about him. Maybe not necessarily this week. But look, Jeff Wilson's only going to get healthier. Achane will be back. Like, your window to trade Raheem Mostert is just getting smaller and smaller by the day. So, like, his value's taking a big hit already. But yeah, he's a guy I would have been trying to move if possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, in the short term, I will say this. If Tyreek Hill is out, this team probably is going to try to run the ball more, because so much of what they do is around Tyreek Hill. But it's not like a great schedule, and their bye is coming up. So Mostert is still going to be playable, though. He's still playable and just not going to be an RB1 necessarily going forward. Give me more like an RB2, which we expected. Godwin is what it is. There's nothing, I don't think this is really going to change with him.
No.
Aaron Jones, yeah, I'm a little worried. And then Hill, we'll see. I'm trying not to worry.
Right.
Abimanu is in a 10-teamer. Need a wide receiver 2 in a flex. Rice, London, Palmer, Addison, Tank, Rashad White.
Well, I think you got to go London and Addison. I like London a lot this week against Tennessee. Great matchup. I mean, it would be hard for me to bench Addison right now. It's not the best matchup for him, but that's what we said about San Francisco, right? And look what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't mind Palmer. I don't mind Rice, but I think if it's my team, I'm going London and Addison.
Yeah, I saw today Palmer is questionable. He popped up in the injury report. Maybe something major, but yeah, I think Addison kind of don't have to start him, but he's probably a good idea to start. And then stick with London, and tight end. Then you go Pitts, Kincaid, or Goddard.
Gotta go Goddard. He's been great the last 3 games. They get the Commanders. Gotta go Goddard.
I'm feeling a big Goddard week. Yes,
I'm just curious how you have all 3 of those tight ends. This is tight end you over here. Tight end you.
It's a 10-team league. I try to trade somebody, I guess. I don't know. Well, all right, let's go to Dan
Kincaid
Fuller
right now. The guy Kincaid's got a lot of helium. Trade Kincaid right now before he goes out there and maybe has a down game tomorrow.
That's kind of what I'm expecting. The Bucks don't give up touchdowns at all to tight ends, and it's not a great spot. But anyways, Dan Fuller wants to know Higgins, Deontay, Nico, or Higgins. Well, Higgins twice in a 12-team. I guess it's Higgins.
Yeah, when you got him in there twice, I'm going to go Higgins. I think it's a good spot for Higgins. I believe in Higgins still. I'm going Higgins.
Yep. Not bad at all. Talk about the 49ers giving up some points to wide receivers for whatever reason. Jerry Sanchez was an interesting one. Jacoby for Achan.
I mean, yeah, I got to think it's a win if you're getting Achan. Because I got to assume, look, this is week 3 of 4 weeks of his IR stint. So you potentially are only looking at 2 weeks without Achan. And then you get him back. And I'm assuming Jacoby is, like, for most teams, let's be real, Jacoby Myers, even though you might be starting Jacoby Myers every week now, he's like, you probably have other wide receivers, right? He wasn't a guy you drafted super early. He was probably your 4th or 5th or 6th wide receiver drafted.
Yep.
You're probably okay at wide receiver to where you can replace Myers. So if you're getting Achan here, I'm going to say win.
Yeah, I think it should be a win. Gabriel. Good evening. He's 4-3, gets 3 keepers, half PPR, first in points. Okay, so JJ, any idea about Monty? Well, he should be back after their bye.
Yeah, I mean, what we heard, look, we heard at the time of the injury was they expect him back after the team's bye, which is in week 9. Now that doesn't mean he will be, but that's basically the information we have. The update we heard on Justin Jefferson was after 4 weeks, they were going to do imaging on the hamstring to see how it looked. It could be longer. It could be 4 weeks. Well, I guess we'll have to see how the imaging looks, right? If it looks like it's healed or whatever, then maybe it'll only be 4 weeks. If it looks like he needs more time, he might need more time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably okay holding Monty right now. He's asking any value in trading JJ. There should be plenty of value for JJ, but I think you're 4-3. Look, if you got 3 keepers, you probably want to keep him. So I just wouldn't trade him because of that reason alone.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. In a keeper league, I'm not trading JJ unless somebody's going to give you like a king's ransom. I'm not trading JJ in a keeper league because.
Yeah. If you get another really good keeper, maybe, but it would, don't. There should be a lot of value just because he's hurt. He's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
All right. No. Okay, let's go to Elmer Sanchez. Trading Tua and Monty for Bijan.
Yeah,
like
this
that.
is a win. This is a win. You got Trevor. Look, Trevor, like I said, Trevor Lawrence is fine, right? He's a guy you can put him in your lineup. You don't have to stress about it. He's not going to kill you. Like Trevor Lawrence isn't going to kill you. He may not win you your week, but he's not going to kill you. Yeah, and Monty, this is a win. This is a win.
Yeah, especially you happen to trade him now, and then like, oh, Tyreek Hill's out for 4 weeks. You're going to be doing, well, maybe not backflips, but you'll be glad you got Bijan. It's funny because now everyone's like, oh my God, you're overpaying for Bijan. Like, I would do this.
Wow, I gotta send out some trade offers for Bijan.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unfortunately, I play with end gamers.
Yeah, our leagues we can't get away with this. You guys go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Elmer, do this. And then Vinny, what's up, Vinny? Currently 5-2, needs 1. Puka, Watson, Thielen, or Rice. I mean, you can't bench Thielen, right?
But I can't really bench Puka either. This is tough. I mean, I guess Thielen and hope things are the same coming out of the bye with the new play caller. Hope nothing changed.
I was half joking because it's like, well, Puka, but then Puka's got the Cowboys. It's not as good a spot for him. Thielen, you know what? I think I probably would go Thielen.
Yeah, I mean,
until he's not a top 10 receiver, he is. Needs 2 running backs in a flex. Pollard, JT, Gibbs, Stevenson.
Well, Pollard and JT are must, and I think this week Gibbs is a must. So I'm benching Stevenson. Well, hold on. You could flex Puka. I think I would flex Puka over Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess assuming this is all the same team, if it is, you could flex a receiver. But you want to start Gibbs, don't you want to start Gibbs?
I mean, I do want to start Gibbs, but I'm not going to pretend like there's no risk with Gibbs. Like, he's still Jahmyr Gibbs. It's still the Lions.
JT. I think we got to keep JT over Gibbs.
Yeah, I can't bench JT. I still got to roll with Pollard. I mean, it's just really hard for me to bench Puka. So either one of those guys is good. If you want to roll with Gibbs, I'm okay with that too. But if it's my team, I'm going Puka in the flex.
Puka probably still the better floor play. I mean, it should be a smash spot for Gibbs, but of course, he hasn't really smashed at all this year. So, you're kind of just being optimistic there. All right, and then Hams. Pick 2 if Tyreek doesn't play. Need a flex anyways. Okay, so you definitely need 1. Might need 2. Godwin, Nico, Mondre, Gabe, London, Hunt.
I'm going Nico and London. I like them both this week. Not in bad spots. They've been pretty good. Godwin's fine, but I don't love Godwin this week. Same with Ramondre. I think he's fine. I'm not really in on Gabe Davis this week. And Hunt, maybe. But I think when you got these guys, I'm going to go Nico and London.
Yeah, I think Nico is your flex. And then if you have to take Tyreek out of your lineup, hopefully not. I'm also going London. Don't feel Gabe weak. Hunt, not over these guys. Assuming it's PPR. All right, then we got Obs McGee. All right. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Have Kenneth Walker, Raheem Mostert, Derrick Henry, and Aaron Jones. So we're just picking one?
Well, I think I got to still go Kenneth Walker. I know he didn't come through last week in a smash matchup. But, I mean, you got to give people a pass. You got to give guys a pass. Unless their name Bijan Robinson or Austin Eckler, you got to give them a pass. So I'm going to give Kenneth Walker a pass. I'm going to roll with him again this week.
Yeah. Kenneth Walker, we moved into the must start. You have to have a totally stacked team to consider benching him. You kind of do, but I still put Walker over these guys. Mostert, we know there's some risk. Aaron Jones is definitely last out of this group.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry will be really interesting because we're going to get, now it sounds like it's going to be more Will Levis at quarterback. They're shopping apparently everybody. Like the Titans were just like, hey, yard sale. Who wants a crusty veteran? And we'll see who takes him. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds and how he plays. I mean, it's hard for me to bench Derrick Henry, but I think I got to go Walker.
But remember last year when Malik Willis came in. This is what people always say, right? It's funny to me, like the way people like the process people have, because it's like when they signed DeAndre Hopkins, the process was, well, now he'll face less stacked boxes, which isn't really true, but okay, that's kind of how people think. So now it's like, well, now with Will Levis, they might just lean on Derrick Henry, right? This is the new. It's like, yeah, but they might also just stack the box because they're like, we're not scared of the quarterback. And we saw that with Malik Willis last year. Remember when Malik Willis played down the stretch or for those few games? Like, yeah, they were handing the ball off to Derrick Henry a lot, but he couldn't do anything because the defense was just ready for Derrick Henry every snap, and the offense couldn't move the ball, so they were punting all the time. So it's like, yeah, sure, they may lean on him, but they also may not have the ball as much. They may stack the box. The offense may not give him chances to score. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather him be out there with Ryan Tannehill than Will Levis. So, but anyways, it's Kenneth Walker for me.
Yeah, unless he's it. His
right.
Start with they're only making because Tannehill's hurt. It could be bad. I mean, look, if you're the Falcons, why wouldn't you just sell out? Just put everybody on the line and say, okay, let's see you run Derrick Henry. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I'm sure they will. At least to start. They will to start. They'll be like, look, just don't let Derrick Henry beat us. Just don't let Derrick Henry beat us.
Yeah. So in this case, yeah, Walker. All right, Pedro. Welcome back, Pedro. 10 non-PPR. All right.
All right.
In non-PPR, okay, you got Burrow, Madison, Rashad White, Addison, McLaurin, Hawkinson, Hunt. On the bench is Jeff Wilson, Moss, Hubbard, Downs, Garrett Wilson, and Hollywood. Are we switching anything here?
Yeah, I think in non-PPR, I'm going Hunt over Rashad White. It's because Rashad White, he's not going to give you a bunch of yards, and he probably won't score a touchdown. At least we've seen Kareem Hunt scoring touchdowns. So I'm going to go Hunt over Rashad White. I think your wide receivers are fine. And then I will say, so right now you got Hunt in the flex. I'll say if Miles Sanders is out, I'd probably go Chuba in the flex. If Miles Sanders plays, do I go Garrett Wilson or Hollywood in the flex?
Yeah, this is where normally you'd think you'd prefer a running back, but
yeah, I don't really like, even as like standard scoring isn't really good for Rashad White. Rashad White's like a PPR guy, right? Because you're banking on the 4, 5, 6 catches, the 40 to 50 receiving yards. He's going to get you maybe like 30 to 40 rushing yards. Probably won't score a touchdown. But in PPR, it's okay because it's like, well, he gives me a floor. In standard, it's like, well, he doesn't give me a floor because I don't get the points for those catches. So I kind of like Garrett Wilson this week. I might, if Miles Sanders is out, I'm going Madison, Hunt, and Chuba. If Miles Sanders plays, I'm probably going Madison, Hunt, and then I'll flex Garrett Wilson, I think.
Yeah, you're looking for touchdown upside, basically. I mean,
yeah,
going against the Giants is not the worst, so going to agree with you there. White's the guy, just has the lowest ceiling here in non-PPR, so Hunt instead of White, and then Hubbard if Miles doesn't play, and if he does, go Garrett Wilson. All right, so there you go. Good luck with that. Next one goes to Cody Bear 60. Dynasty. All right. Dynasty question. Would you trade in Dynasty Jahmyr Gibbs and Chig to get Flowers and Kincaid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I would do this. I would always prefer the wide receiver over the running back. And I think you got to prefer Kincaid as a tight end over Chig right now. Right. So
easily.
Yeah. Give me Flowers and Kincaid.
Later. Yeah. I mean, we just talked about Tennessee's offense. What hope is there for Chig? Athletic tight end, showed some flashes at the end of the season, but he's stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Kincaid is the opposite. He's in the best place.
Yeah. And the only hope for Chig is like that they do actually just fire sale this offense and actually maybe draft a QB next year or something. But Kincaid's already got a QB. So,
well, yeah, whatever QB they draft, is he going to be better than Josh Allen? I know the Titans are getting the number 1 pick. They even if they tank, which we say, oh, tank, Mike Vrabel's not going to tank because he wants to keep his job too. So, yeah, I'd definitely take the Flowers Kincaid side. Brendan, should I trade Jacobs Laporta for Breece Hall and a 7th rounder?
I'm assuming this is Dynasty. Well, keeper league probably, right? 7th rounder. Like, I don't know too many Dynasty leagues that go 7-round rookie draft deep.
Yeah, and guys, if you do have again, and we always say, the more detailed you are, the better. Let us know if it's PPR league, non-PPR league, 12-team, 8-team, Dynasty. If this is a keeper thing, like a very specific type of league, yeah, just let us know it's a keeper, how many keepers you get, because that matters. Because if you're in a league where you only get 1 keeper, it doesn't make a big difference. If you're in a league where you get to pick 3 keepers, that's different. So,
yeah, but I think I'm taking this because I'm going to assume it's keeper league, of course, because you're trading up draft pick. So I'm pretty sure next year I'm going to significantly prefer Breece Hall to Josh Jacobs. Like, I feel very confident. Like, look, if Jacobs keeps doing what he's been doing, which is hardly anything, and Breece Hall gets better down the stretch, Breece Hall's probably going to be like a 2nd round, maybe even a 1st round pick next year. Whereas Jacobs might be like a 5th round pick or something like that, just because he's a running back. And then you get an extra 7th, which look, yeah, Laporta, but I mean, Where was Laporta drafted this year? Oh, he wasn't. That's right, he wasn't. Like, it's a tight end. Point being, it's a tight end. So I'm taking the Hall side here. Give me the extra pick and Brees Hall.
Yeah, you're definitely going to prefer Brees Hall next year, Jacobs. And we're almost to the point where you got to say Hall over Jacobs the rest of this year. I mean, I'm almost there. And yeah, Laporta is good, but I think having the better running back is more important. Mixter, start 3. We got Lamb, Godwin, Amari, and Deontay, and Judy, and London.
Well, Lamb's a must for me. I like London this week. And then I think I'm going Deontay second or third. It's close between him and Godwin. They feel very similar to me. But, man, Deontay's in a great matchup this week. If Deshaun Watson played last week and looked okay and was healthy, I would probably say Amari because it's such a good matchup. But man, with PJ Walker, who knows? I'll just go Lamb, London, and Deontay.
I mean, I actually kind of feel more comfortable just knowing it's PJ Walker instead of Watson, and as bad as he's been and leaving mid game, and just at least they can prepare and just know it's Walker. But I even saw today Seattle, definitely not the pass defense of last year. Devin Witherspoon, their first round pick, he is the top graded cornerback in the league, and not rookie. Yeah. He's just the best corner in the league right now. Not a good spot for Cooper on the road in Seattle. So I don't want to start Amari. It's Lamb for sure, Deontay, Loving, and then probably London. All right, we got Chase Wilner, 4-3 in a 16-man. Okay, this makes it tougher. Got Cousins, Foreman, and Rashawn. Cup, DJ Moore. We got a lot of Bears here. London, yeah. Jonnu. Deontay on the bench. Okay, Ford, Monty, Douglas, and Mr. Strong.
But I mean, I see why he's on the bench. You got Cup, DJ Moore, and London.
Yeah, I might put him for London this week, but Ford and Monty being out, that's why you got 2 Bears in your starting lineup. That hurts.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have... Yeah, that definitely hurts.
I mean, I don't love Jonnu Smith starting, but it's a 16-man league, so I understand. You probably don't have anybody better. Yeah. I mean, there's probably nobody on waivers at running back. I mean, in our 12-man leagues that we play with all sharp people. There's nobody on running back waivers. So, no. I mean, would you, just to split the difference, would you just throw Strong in there instead of Rashawn, or just keep it?
I was going to say that. Look, doesn't mean it'll be the case going forward, but after Jerome Ford left last week, Pierre Strong got more snaps, more work than Kareem Hunt, significantly more. Not saying that's going to be the case, but Kareem Hunt is dealing with some kind of thigh injury. He didn't practice today. Now, it's only Wednesday. I don't think he's going to miss, but he's got this thigh injury. I'm not expecting a lot from Rashawn Johnson. So yeah. I think I would just roll with Pierre Strong.
I mean, look, what if Hunt does get banged up mid-game? We could see a lot of Strong. So, yeah, I think just to differentiate a little bit, I would do that. Because, again, getting the feeling that Foreman gets the lead and gets the most work, and Rashawn is kind of mixed in there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I would do. Everything else is fine. I mean, you're really fine. Once you get Ford and Monty back, you're actually really good for a 16-teamer.
Yes, definitely.
All right. The Terminator has returned. Hurting at tight end. Picked up Taysom Hill, but Kincaid is on waivers. All right. So let's make that a priority. Capped Watson. Good idea. Needs a good running back. My wide receivers are CD, Sun God, DJ Moore, and Hollywood.
Well, I would say I'm still playing Kincaid over Taysom Hill this week. But not only that, even if Kincaid does have a bad game tomorrow, I would still prefer to have Kincaid rest the season than Taysom Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd still pick up Taysom. I'd still pick up Kincaid if it was me.
And he did put, just for clarification, these are his running backs. He's saying he wants a legit RB1, I guess, because they're scaring everybody off Jacobs now. Which it's Reasonable.
I mean, at some point, like, how long can you go? Like, I put him on the buy low video early in the year, and then he went off against the Chargers, and I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody traded for him is happy now, so my work here is done. My work here is not done apparently, but the thing is, like, how long can you go calling a guy a buy low and talking about the usage before it's like maybe he's just a bust? You know what I mean? Like how like it's gonna be
Yeah.
week 14, and we're like, dude, but the usage, but the usage is there. Like it's gonna like you know what I mean? Like we're in week 8 now. It's like he might just be a bust. He might just be a bust with even with the usage. So not saying like Jacobs is gonna have like Jacobs will still have some good games. He'll score some touchdowns. He's not gonna be like, worthless or anything, but he may not be an RB1. But anyways, I mean, if Aaron Jones can get healthy, like your running backs aren't bad.
No, they're not bad. I mean, do you just try to straight up trade Josh Jacobs and maybe package him with like a Hollywood or another running back to try to get
I mean,
a
if you can't,
Pollard or a Bijan? I mean, if you can get Bijan,
I mean, yeah, maybe go get Bijan. Yeah, but Jacobs doesn't have a lot of trade value right now, so.
but we think that, but name value carries a lot of weight because apparently Joe Mixon still has trade value. So Josh Jacobs, it's got to.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Austin Wilhite. If Tyreek is out, who do you start? Got Kirk, Cooper, Zay, and Palmer. Like these guys are all on your bench? Or are you asking, oh, he needs 2 receivers in the flex? I didn't read the whole thing.
Okay, well that helped a little bit. Kirk and Zay Flowers for sure. Those are the 2. Like if Tyreek plays, those are the 2 I play with Tyreek.
Yeah, Kirk and Flowers. And then here's the question is how low on Cooper? Are you like sit him for Josh Downs low or not there?
I don't think I'm there. I mean, he 2 weeks ago with PJ Walker, he had over 100 yards.
Yeah. That's not feeling a big Josh Downs week. Of course, I wasn't feeling a big Josh Downs week last week, but still.
Yeah, I think I still go. If Tyreek is out, I go Cooper. I still go Cooper if Tyreek is out.
Yeah, Downs will give you a floor. I just don't know. I just finished saying about Witherspoon and Seattle, so I still guess you just go Cooper though.
Yeah,
and
but
then
even
Eckler
though,
and
like
Pollard. Okay, so you're good.
Witherspoon's been good, but they've still been giving up a lot to wide receivers.
Yeah, it's not like he'll be shadowing him. That's the thing. So
yeah,
he's still fine. All right, and then AV dropped a super chat here. Looking ahead for streaming tight end. All right. So would you pick up Schultz, Ferguson, Thomas, McBride for week 10? I have no idea who's playing who in week 10, but I guess if you just had to pick one, who'd you pick?
Well, if I had to pick one, I'd pick Schultz, but I'm not dropping Jeff Wilson or Rashawn Johnson in week 8 to pick up Schultz for week 10. Because
right.
what happens if, Deontay Foreman gets hurt this week and Rashawn Johnson takes all the carries? Like, you're going to be happy you picked up Dalton Schultz for that week 10 bye? Probably not. Probably not. And same with Jeff Wilson. What if something happens to Mostert, who's not a spring chicken, and Jeff Wilson's suddenly the guy, next week? You're gonna really regret dropping those guys. So I would say just wait till week 10. See what happens. Maybe when week 10 rolls around, Jeff Wilson isn't doing anything. He's droppable or something. You know what I mean? Like, I would just wait till you need him.
Yeah, look, all these guys are just out there on waivers. Good chance they're still on waivers in week 10, or at least 2 or 3 of them. So it's not a big difference. If I felt really strongly about a guy, like if one of them was Kincaid, I say, okay, well, maybe pick up Kincaid because he could have value rest of the season anyways. But between these guys, it's really not going to make that big a difference. I mean, if I had to pick one, it would be Ferguson looking at the schedule, but not too strong about it. Kane Train. 10-team PPR fell to 4-3. It's okay. You're still good. Who should I pair to get Chase? That might be a tall ask. But you got Eckler, Pollard, Hall, and Kamara. All right.
Kamara.
That's good to
Kamara
know.
jumps out.
And then he's got more Puka, Addison, and Thielen, Olave, and Terry.
I mean, if you can trade Kamara and Thielen right now for Chase, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Feels like fantastic sell high for Jamar Chase right there.
And maybe, whoever's got Chase right now, don't know what he wants or needs. Maybe he's not into Kamara. I think it'd be okay to sell Hall too if you're getting Chase. But try for Kamara for sure between those running backs. And if he just wants receivers.
I feel like Kamara has way more trade value than Hall right now.
I would think so. Now, if he just wants receivers, he's like hurting at receiver, or he's like, no, I want 2 stud receivers. Okay. Thielen and Addison, it might be a good sell high.
Yeah, I would do.
I mean, really, I don't think there's any of your receivers that are like untouchable. So really any 2.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan, would you trade James Cook, Hawkinson, Henderson, and Gallup for Pollard, Ingram, and Debo?
Yeah, I would do this. I mean, you're trading a waiver wire running back, a wide receiver that should really be on waiver wire. A decent RB2 and obviously a very good tight end, but you're getting a solid tight end back. You're getting what should be an RB1 back and a high-end wide receiver 2 type when he's healthy. Yeah, I would definitely do this. Definitely do this.
Yeah, you're getting a slight downgrade at tight end from Ingram to Hawkinson. You're getting a slight upgrade from Pollard to Cook, and then you're getting Debo basically for nothing. So you're getting Debo for nothing. Do it. 2 flex league. When he comes back, you flex him every week, and you'll be good. So yeah, Good trade. And then Pierre DeCoste. Hey, traded Justin Herbert, Mixon, Moore, Lockett, and Godwin for Eckler and Hurts. So half the roster is gone now. Now you got Hurts with Fields as, I guess, the backup. Eckler, Connor, Ford, Spears, Hubbard, Lamb, Sun God, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith. I kind of remember because he commented, I think it was yesterday. Wasn't it yesterday, his team?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we said to trade Mixon. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a lot, but man, Lockett and Godwin. I think you traded half your team. But look, you got an elite quarterback and you got an elite running back. So, and you traded kind of guys that are just kind of okay, right? Like Lockett hasn't been great this year. We'll see if Fields comes back for DJ Moore. Godwin has just kind of been okay. Mixon's been awful. I mean, it certainly feels like a lot to give up, but I mean, you still have great wide receivers, and trading Mixon obviously did not hurt your running back room at all. So I think even though it looks crazy, like it looks to me like how can you give up all these players? I think in the end, it actually worked out for you. I think it'll work out for you. I
mean, if Eckler is Eckler the rest of the season, I think that's good. Like, what's crazy is he traded 3 receivers, Moore, Lockett, Godwin, and he's still deep at receiver. Like, you don't need any of those guys. You have Lamb and Sun got 2 wide receiver 1s. Devontae Smith is in wide receiver 2, and Wilson's startable. So you basically just traded your depth to upgrade big time at running back, and you kind of upgraded quarterback. I think this is good. I don't know about this. Juice 420. When he drops Mason, would you pick up MT?
I mean, there's got to be pick up somebody with some upside.
Yeah. Look, I mean, there's got to be somebody. All right, Python. What's up, Python? 8-man. Got Burrow, T. Law, Hall, Gibbs, Javonte, Tyreek, Lamb, Sun God, Higgins, Kirk, Garrett Wilson. Would you trade? No, let's not trade Tyreek just because of the thing.
Okay, no.
You're basically getting Tyreek for JT.
Not enough. Don't do this. We don't even know the injury yet. We don't even know the severity. We don't even know if he'll miss a game. Like, look, if somebody was going to give you Mahomes, JT, and then maybe like Jalen Waddle or something like that, where you're also getting a really good wide receiver, maybe I could consider it. But yeah, this isn't enough.
No, don't be trading Tyreek right now. It's too valuable. All right, then Ghosts. Trade away Ridley for Higgins.
Yeah,
I think that's
I'll
good.
take Higgins.
And then Thomas for Debo.
Yeah, I'll take Debo, definitely.
Why are people trading for Michael Thomas?
He scored a touchdown in week 7. It's back. He's back.
I forgot.
It was funny. Every time I see, which is not very often, but every time I actually see a ball thrown to Michael Thomas, he's never open. Like it looks like the defender is like literally wearing his jersey. Like he has, and he looks slow. He looks so slow. Even though he looks like a 31-year-old wide receiver who barely played football for the last 4 years. That's what he looks like to me.
And got a gimpy toe still. That's funny. He's gonna lead the league in contested catch rate because every catch is contested.
Yes. Every catch is contested.
That's not always a good thing. All right, George Dominguez, start 2. Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Ridley, Watson, Addison. 2 of those at receiver. Who are your favorites?
Well, I'm still trusting Ridley this week. I know you don't want to do it. I know nobody wants to do it. But I actually like Ridley this week. And even though I do like Garrett Wilson, I don't think I can bench Addison. So I'm going Ridley and Addison. Those are my 2.
Yeah, Addison is still, he's going to be one of those, like, you don't have to, but you kind of have to start, you know. It's like he's the number 1 receiver there, clearly coming through. It's not a great spot for him, but I mean, DJ Moore is still just kind of a floor player, right? Great matchup for DJ Moore, but not great offense. And Garrett Wilson is the risky. He's the intriguing one, right? He's kind of interesting here. But I'm going to agree. I'm still keeping Ridley in my lineup. Don't feel like he's just a big bust now. All right. And then Dan Henry.
What's up, Dan?
Welcome back.
My
weekly ask. All right. You can ask as much as you want. 5 and 2, non-PPR. We need 2, 2, and 1. A lot of the same receivers here. Wilson, Ridley, Chase. I think we can say that's 1. London, Brees must start. Or is he? Hendo and Etienne. All right, so, and then Kincaid versus Ingram.
All right, so for the 2 running backs, I'm going Brees and Etienne. For the 2 wide receivers, I'm going Chase, and I think I do still. I like London a lot this week too. I think I might go London. I just feel like at least London gives you a floor, and I feel like he has decent upside this week. So I'm going to go Chase in London. Who do the Patriots play again? The Dolphins?
It's Dolphins, Patriots.
That's right. Am I flexing Mostert over Ridley in PPR? No, it's non-PPR. Okay.
It's non-PPR, so this does change things.
So I'm definitely going Mostert then in the flex. So I'm going Brees and Etienne at running back. Chase and London at wide receiver, Mostert in the flex, and then I'm going Ingram over Kincaid.
Yeah, my dilemma here, I mean, Etienne for sure, Brees, yes. And I like flexing Mostert. Of course, Chase. My question then is, which is the wide receiver 2? Because I'm not all in on London this week. You know, it's a good matchup. But I wonder in non-PPR if somebody else has more touchdown or scoring upside. You know what I mean? Because London doesn't always get in the end zone. But then Garrett Wilson is not exactly a safe bet, is he?
Right.
And Ridley's not a safe bet either. Yeah, I think you got to still favor matchup. I'll go London. And then Kincaid or Ingram.
Yeah, I went Ingram. I like Ingram still. I think Ingram's just like a set and forget tight end. Not a great spot for Kincaid, so I'm going Ingram still.
Yeah, it's one of those funny kind of annoying things that Kincaid is definitely a strong waiver wire ad. I mean, this is a time to go get him, but then he's not a good start this week. He's actually a really bad start this week. The Buccaneers have yet to allow a single touchdown to a tight end this year, and this is a standard league. So you kind of want a touchdown. So I'm going to go Ingram.
Yeah.
Marcos, CW practiced fully today. CW or Rice? CW being
Christian Watson at practice.
Watson.
Apparently he's fine.
That's good.
But do I trust him? I think I just go Rice. Of course, this is going to be the week when we nobody trusts him that he like explodes for 2 touchdowns, right? But I think I just go Rice. I like Rice's matchup. He's been great. I'm just going to go Rice.
I kind of just want to see Jordan Love be good first,
Well,
maybe.
That too.
Although I do like Romeo Dobbs. I mean, Romeo Dobbs makes me feel better than Watson these days. Should have gone. Well, he didn't really do much, but anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go Rice. I mean, rest of the season is just hard to say because we don't know with Watson. I think you still have to assume Watson has the most upside. If I had to pick one to keep on my roster and only one rest of the season, I think I still have to go Watson. But this week I'm going Rice.
Yes, agreed.
It's a good matchup for Rice. All right, Sebastian Ponce, Swift or Bijan rest of the season?
Well, I still go Bijan. And look, if you're asking end of season, the Falcons have the best schedule in the fantasy playoffs for running backs. Let me look it up here, but I know they have the best schedule for running backs in the fantasy playoffs. They go.
And somebody earlier had asked trade Swift for Bijan, which is kind of the same as this question.
They play Carolina in week 15, who's basically making a run at Denver for being the worst run defense. They are trying hard to get there. Then they go Indy in week 16, who's also terrible. And then they finish with Chicago. He gets Carolina, Indy, and Chicago in the fantasy playoffs just in time for him to be fully unleashed and win people championships. I really like Swift, but I'm still going Bijan.
Still going Bijan. Y'all are going to start calling us Bijan apologists or whatever stands, whatever it is.
What are we apologizing for? He's been
for
great.
His terrible performance in week 7.
He's been great. What are we apologizing here for? It's like
what has he done in the past week?
True. And the week before, he only had like 14 PPR points. So, like, get this bum off my team.
I mean, at least Michael Thomas can score.
Right. That's true. It's true. Should have played Michael Thomas over Bijan last week.
George Cannon, if no Mostert, Mostert, I think his was a veteran rest day, wasn't it?
Well, no, he did have. I think he did something, but again, it's Wednesday. I'm not worried about Mostert yet. It's Wednesday. They weren't. Tua wasn't talking about Mostert like we weren't going to see Mostert for a while. He like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about Mostert yet.
No, I mean,
I would say I guess Jeff Wilson, but Jeff Wilson didn't even have a carry last week. I would say hopefully neither.
Hopefully neither. Just keep Mostert in there for now. If he doesn't play at all, which I would be kind of surprised, I think I'd have to get the edge to Ahmed because he's been getting carries, more like Mostert, but don't think Mostert will miss. All right, Michael Cazares, rate this team. Burrow, Olave, Bijan, Pollard, Laporta, Walker. Bench has Watson, Downs, Deontay, Rashad White, Algier, and Fields, and JSN, and got H-Chin on the IR. It's non-PPR. Okay. And then these guys are on waivers. Dobbs, Dell. I like Dobbs as a pickup in non-PPR because he is actually scoring touchdowns.
Yep.
I like him. What do you think overall?
So you only start one wide receiver, two running backs, a tight end, and a flex? That is interesting.
That is interesting. Only one receiver listed before the bench.
I mean, look, this is a non-PPR league. You have Bijan, Pollard, Walker. That's fantastic. Olave as your wide receiver is fine. You got good players on your bench. You can go pick up Dobbs. I would probably just drop Fields and pick up Dobbs or drop Algier. I mean, maybe you don't want to drop Algier because you have Bijan. And as we saw last week, if Algier gets a chance, those 2.8 yards per carry are really going to help you out. 15 carries for 50 51 yards or something. It was less than that, I think. It was terrible. 17
That's what
carries.
Arthur Smith
51
calls the
yards.
hot hand.
Yeah, the hot hand.
Oh, okay, wait. They actually, I just noticed this. He does have DJ Moore, so he does have 2 receivers starting. DJ Moore is the second one.
Okay. I might like Dobbs more than DJ Moore this week in standard. Dobbs at least has some, like, are we really banking on a DJ Moore touchdown this week? Probably not.
Probably not. I think Deontay Johnson has just a good chance to score a touchdown.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I actually think I would go Deontay over Moore. I know you think of Deontay Moore as a PPR asset, which he is, but look, he had some good yardage last week, and now he's got an even better matchup. So I think I would do that. As far as the waivers, I want to pick up Dobbs. I don't know if I would drop Downs for him. Maybe. You thinking just drop Fields?
I mean, you got Burrow. I mean, unless you're worried about somebody picking him up and having Fields.
Yeah,
which I understand that. Yeah, Downs is probably fine to drop. Algier is probably fine unless you're really like. But I mean, what is Algier? What is Algier even like? What is he even giving you this year? Remember that one game, the week 1, he scored like 2 touchdowns, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then, yeah.
You know what? You got Watson, Downs. You got 3 receivers on your bench, and it's standard. You probably don't need another receiver, so I think it's just fine.
True.
Speaking of Watson, Tim S says somebody dropped him. Of course they did. Picked him up, but is he worth a spot where you got Rice, Ridley, Chase, Wilson, and Bourne? I mean, I'd rather have Watson than Bourne, even though I like Bourne.
Yeah, like I would pretty easily drop Bourne for Christian Watson. Pretty easily. And I forgot to look today. I'm looking now. Nobody dropped Bijan Robinson, apparently, unfortunately, in any leagues.
That's good. That's reassuring. You keep some faith in humanity.
Yeah, he's still 100% rostered in Sleeper and Yahoo. So,
all right, I'll check ESPN though. That's probably if it happens somewhere, it's probably where it happened.
Right.
Jedi Koth was offered Jacobs for Achane.
No, keep Achane.
He's 5-2. He just by streaming guys. I mean, you're getting lucky.
Yeah, just keep Achane. It's not like Josh Jacobs has been incredible. I'd rather just wait a couple weeks, get Achane back.
All right, let's go to Bullman. This week is weird. Yeah. I saw Henderson is back on the practice squad. Well, we kind of addressed that yesterday.
Yeah, we addressed it yesterday. But my question is, why would it be a Gaskin show? Isn't he also on the practice squad? But yeah, they're just going to activate him again. Like Darrell Henderson signed a practice squad contract, which means he's a practice squad player. So they would have to actually give him an active, move him to the active roster and give him a contract, which means now takes up part of the 53-man roster for the rest of the season, unless they cut him or something, right? In this case, they can just put him back on the practice squad, and then on Saturday, call him up again. And then they can do it again next week too, so don't panic when he goes back on unless he's like really good and the Rams just say, oh, let's just sign him to a deal and put him on the active roster the rest of the season. But it'll probably happen again next week. Don't panic. They'll call him up on Saturday. He'll be the guy.
Yeah, it's just one of those logistical things. Don't read too much into it. Also, don't trust Rams running backs too much anyways. Austin, Jay, 2 receiver league starting Layman Kirk. All right. Flex Flowers, Collins, Rice, Foreman, or Osborne. I guess we'll assume it's PPR. Running backs are Pollard and Walker.
Yeah, this is close between Collins and Flowers for me.
Yeah, we both like Flowers this week. Collins is in a good spot, but I think the fact that Carolina is so bad against the run and not so good on offense themselves makes me kind of lean Flowers.
Yeah,
It's
this kind
close.
of feels like, yeah, maybe Flowers. It's very close for me. I do really like Flowers this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Flowers. WLGJL Gaming. All right, flex spot: Curtis Samuel, Rasheed Rice, and T. Higgins. One of these,
T.
I don't
Higgins.
like the
I'm going
others.
T. I'm going T. Look, if T comes out of the bye and is terrible again, okay, maybe it's like full-fledged, panic mode, but I'm going T. I'm not scared of the 49ers defense, and nobody else should be either.
Yeah, we got to read into it. Remember, the first 2 weeks of the season, Jamar Chase was terrible. He did nothing. Nothing. Jamar Chase did nothing the first 2 weeks because of Joe Burrow, not because anything wrong with him. Once Joe Burrow got it going, then T. Higgins got hurt.
Yeah.
T. Higgins was banged up, and then he came back, and we knew he wasn't going to do anything but be a decoy, aka T-coy. And then they had a bye week. So T will be fine. He's just assuming he's back to being what he usually is. All right, let's do a couple of we're still catching up, by the way, guys, on super chats, so just hang with us. Let's do some of the regular chats too. The homie James Cook for Aaron Jones.
I'd probably just take James Cook right now. Just give me James Cook.
Yeah, less risk.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of like James Cook a little bit better than Aaron Jones, anyways, this season, before the season, and I know you did too. So nothing has made me think I would like Aaron Jones any better right now. All right, this is Thera. Would you start Higgins or Josh Jacobs in a full PPR?
I think in full PPR, I got to go Higgins. It's not a great matchup for Jacobs this week against the Lions, and he hasn't been doing anything anyway. So I'll gamble on Higgins against 49ers coming out of the bye.
Yep. I'm going Higgins full PPR. James Biggs, Logan Thomas, or Dalton Schultz this week?
Schultz. Definitely Schultz. Logan Thomas, I mean, this is what happens a lot of times. Random tight end, or just any random player really, has big, ridiculous usage one week because game goes a certain way and everybody, go get him. And then he goes back to being the guy he was. Schultz was really good prior to the bye for like 3 straight games.
Yeah, Schultz has scored a touchdown in 3 straight games before the bye. Yeah, no guarantees, but I think he's solid. I'm definitely going Schultz too. All right, let's get to Simon. Did super chat. 10-man have AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Higgins, and Kirk. At running back, CMC, Walker, JT, and Ford. Got Kittle, Purdy, and Burrow. Well, it's a good thing you have Burrow. Then the 10-man league. Do we need to shake up this roster?
I mean, you don't need to shake up the roster, but you need to drop Purdy. I'm assuming you added Purdy last week because Burrow was on bye, but you can drop Purdy now. Probably won't even play this week and wasn't even good last week. So you can drop him, but I don't know if you really need to shake up this roster. I mean, AJ Brown, Nico, Higgins, and Kirk, CMC, Walker, JT, and Ford. You got Kittle. I don't know how you would shake up this roster. I mean,
I'm not saying you need to. I'm just asking because he's saying trade recommendations. I really think you don't need to do anything.
I mean, unless you package like Walker and Kirk and got like Eckler or Bijan or something like to really stud out your running backs, but then you're hurting your wide receivers. I don't think you really need to. Yeah.
No, I don't want to mess with this roster. I think you're good. Just drop Purdy for anything.
Yes.
Jedi Koth, pick 3, and this is again non-PPR. Got a lot of standard questions today. Addison, Tank, Ridley, Ayuk, and Puka. Pick 3.
Non-PPR, I think Puka's a must. Got to play Puka. I think in non-PPR especially, you got to play Addison.
Oh, let me get you. I think Tank is a no-go in non-PPR.
Yeah, definitely out on Tank. It's between Ridley and Ayuk for the third one for me. I think I probably feel a little bit better about Ridley in non-PPR getting a touchdown than Ayuk with Sam Darnold. So I'm going to go Puka, Addison, and Ridley. Although now that I say it, I want to say Ayuk. I might just go Puka, Addison, and Ayuk, actually.
Hard not to start Ayuk.
Yeah.
Again, here's the Sam Darnold thing.
Right.
I mean, my question is not as Sam Darnold startable quarterback. I think he'll be okay. But the question is, do they just pass it less? You know what I mean? Do they take the ball out of his hands and just say, hey, CMC, give us what you got?
Yeah, they probably do. So,
and Ayuk's the guy who needs that downfield, right? He's a downfield threat. Yeah, I think for touchdown upside, I agree. I think I would sit Ayuk and Tank.
yeah, definitely sit Tank.
Tough decisions here. Like this one, Juice 420. Mayer over Kincaid this week.
I mean, I know Mayer has a better matchup, but
Mayer doesn't have a good matchup either. Well, I guess against the tight end, it is a good matchup. Lions do give up a lot to the tight end.
Lions give up a lot of tight ends, but I mean, he barely was involved last after looking like, hey, a breakout, and then he like barely got involved again last week. I don't know.
I don't. I mean, obviously we don't know, but is Jimmy G trending towards playing?
I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know.
That's the thing. If it's Hoyer, it might be like, nah, just go Kincaid.
Yeah, and look, Kincaid plays tomorrow, so I probably, if it's me, I'm probably just going Kincaid.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't really feel like Mayer has touchdown upside, which why would you? Because he hasn't scored touchdowns, then you might as well just go Kincaid. I don't feel like there's a higher ceiling for Mayer this week. All right, and then 410 Braxton with Levis getting the start. Do any Titans receivers look good? Do any Titans receivers look good no matter what? That's the question.
I was gonna say, did they look good with Ryan Tannehill? No, I really don't want to start any Titans wide receivers, any Titans pass catchers,
especially not this week. I'll be very interested to see if Hopkins starts to get any buzz in the trade market. But you got to think, why would somebody trade for him when they weren't really interested in signing him? He was a free agent. He was available, and there's a lot of teams that just passed. I mean,
yeah,
I don't.
And what is this contract?
Bad. It's just too much.
2 year. Oh no, that was with the Cardinals. I mean, he does have an out next year, but man, he's $7 million of dead cap.
Is there a contender who's going to look and say, like,
going to be a $15 million cap hit next year?
Yeah.
Who's trading for that?
Is there a team who's going to say, like, this is the missing piece? We need this. We're going to get over the hump because of DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, unless the Titans are willing to, like, eat that money just to get rid of them. But yeah.
All right. Let's help out Maggie, new to the show. Thank you for joining us. Glad you're here. So let's help. Half PPR, who to play in the Superflex League. All right. Pittman, Ramondre, Zay, Flowers, Kenny Pickett, and also Laporta Goddard. Okay, so at the Superflex spot, going with one of those players, you're just going to roll Pickett.
Man. I kind of want to save Flowers.
I saw something about Pickett, though. I think he is. Oh, yeah. It's because it was the Purdy thing, and they were saying that he was in the protocol, but he's cleared. Like, he's good to go.
Well, no, they were saying last year I think he was the only person who cleared protocol within the same week.
That's what it was. Okay. I'm going Pickett. I mean, the quarterback is generally more important. I think Pickett. Remember, I kind of said this was yesterday. I was like, I kind of don't hate Pickett this week. I mean, the Jaguars give up the most yards, and it's kind of a funnel defense too. I mean, I never expect a big Pickett week, but look, he wasn't bad last week.
True.
Deontay's back.
Yeah, it'd be hard to bench a quarterback in Superflex, so I guess.
And it's half PPR, which, does a little bit knock down Flowers, a little bit.
Yeah, go Pickett.
But Laporta or Goddard?
This one's actually close. It's the Commanders. But it's the Raiders. I don't know. I think I'm going Goddard. Both should be great, but I think I'm going Goddard.
I'm going Goddard pretty easily. I almost picked Goddard as a boom this week. I still think he's going to have another big week. So I like Goddard a lot. I'm going Goddard. All right. And then Cheese Wheel Enthusiast. That's me. Traded Kareem Hunt and Tank Dell for Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I think it's fine for you. I think it'll work out.
I mean,
I
know we're not crazy about Thielen, but you basically flipped 2 waiver wire pickups for a top 10 receiver, currently a top 10 receiver.
Yes, but I mean,
statistically a top 10 receiver.
Even if Thielen, starts to regress, I'm not expecting Kareem Hunt or Tank Dell to be awesome. So I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's good. And you can always flip Thielen then. Corey Marklevitz, welcome back. Start 2, full PPR. Got Hollywood, Deontay, Palmer, Rashee Rice, Rashad White. Oh, good. Glad we helped. All right, let's do it again. Start 2 of these guys.
I'm going Deontay and Rice. Hollywood in the tough spot. Palmer, he's okay. Dealing with some kind of injury. They're also, who they play this week?
Which one?
Chargers? Tough matchup, I remember.
Chargers? Well, they play the Bears.
Yeah, but the Bears secondary a couple weeks ago got healthy, and they've been pretty good the last 2 weeks. Now, granted, it wasn't against, the Chargers.
But they have been better.
Yeah, I think I'm going Deontay and Rice this week. Yeah,
Deontay again. I'm going to keep, loving the matchup here for the Steelers pass offense. Yeah, the Bears have been better. Not great, but they've actually been one of the best. Looking right here, in the last 3 weeks, only the last 3 weeks, they've allowed the 3rd fewest yards per target to wide receivers, limiting big plays, getting better. They're healthy, which helps. They haven't played great competition, true, but just not feeling Hollywood this week. That's the thing. It's just a tough spot for him. So I'm going to go definitely Deontay, and then right now I'll say I'll go Rice. Jeremy Whitendorf. All right. Bijan for Thielen and Madison.
What do you think, Bijan times Thielen plus Madison?
I think a trade. Are we trading Bijan for Thielen and Madison, or?
I mean, if that's the case, give me Bijan. I mean, what has Madison done? And look, Cam Akers actually had more carries than him in week 7. And then Thielen, if Thielen continues to do what he's been doing, then yeah, you might regret this trade. But if Thielen regresses, you're not going to regret it. Give me Bijan. I'll gamble on Bijan.
Yeah, I mean, trying to analyze the comment here. If you have Bijan, hold Bijan. Do not trade him away for this.
Yeah.
I mean, really just don't trade him away unless you get on a big offer, which you're not this week. If you can get Bijan for that, do it. All right, then start DJ Moore or Cooper.
I think I'm going to go DJ Moore. He was okay last week with Bijan. Gets the Chargers. I'm going DJ Moore.
Yeah, I mean, you can't feel great about either of these guys, but right now, I think I'm going to go DJ Moore because it's definitely not a good spot for Cooper. Royland. What's up, Royland? Oh, yes, the hot hand. Well, we kind of already talked about Algier, but what's your take here?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you got is Algier still worth a stash? Sure, because we know it's probably going to be him. But you know what's funny about the high hand statement? Cordero Patterson was better than Algier. Like, if there was a hot hand, it was Cordero Patterson. He ran for over 5 yards per carry in that game, I think. But yeah, I guess I don't know. If you got Bijan, maybe. But outside of that, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's always worth a stash because if Bijan doesn't play again or whatever, or gets hurt, I mean, you're going to want to pick him up. So, yeah, he's fine if you have Bijan. And then, so yeah, the panic meter on Bijan is like a 1 out of 10
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
DC wants to know what the panic level is on Devontae Smith.
Yeah, definitely higher than a 1. Maybe like a 6.
Yeah, I
Not
think that's fair.
Yeah, just because AJ Brown's been looking so good in the way he's being used. So I'm gonna say 6 for Devonta Smith panic meter.
I'll say this because I've just been dismissing it. Be like, he's fine. Like he's getting targets, which is true. He's in the same offense. Everything's fine. He's due. Thought he would have had his big blow up game already. Still think it could happen this week. He gets Washington, right? We still feel like you
Yeah.
have to start him this week.
Yeah.
But the one thing that made me pause a little bit and think is we all forget because remember the Eagles defense started out really bad and then now they're getting better. Remember, they're replacing Philadelphia, both their offensive coordinator and their defense coordinator, because they both got jobs right elsewhere.
Right.
So maybe a little bit of difference. I'm sure they didn't completely redo the system, but maybe just a little different philosophy, maybe a tweak here and there, maybe just this new OC likes throwing to AJ Brown a lot more. So that's one thing that made me think maybe it just won't be exactly the same as last year, right? So I'm not worried. I'm like a 5 on Devontae Smith, but I don't think I'm not still assuming he's just going to be exactly what it was last year. So I'm still starting him this week. So with that said, if you're starting Devontae Smith this week, who's your second, Nico or Scary Terry?
I'm going Nico. Going Nico.
Yeah, I'm going Nico too. All right. Don't forget, what's up, Amy? She's reminding us to do the smart thing, hit the like button.
Yes.
And also another smart thing, I just thought I had a good idea. So if for some reason you watch us all the time and you don't know, we have a partnership with a company you might have heard of. It's called Underdog.
Sure.
So my idea is if you don't know what Underdog is, or maybe you just haven't signed up for whatever reason, is you try it out. There's a link down below in the description. You click it, takes you there, or just go to the app. And then when you sign up for the first time, you use a promo code, which is ENDGAME. And when you do that, whatever you put in for your first deposit, it gets matched. You double your money just for signing up. So that's a good idea. And then you get to do the pick'ems, which is one of the main reasons you're signing up anyways. And you take the freebie that they're giving you, which is Josh Allen, just needing 1 yard. And then you take that and you can combine it with anything, and I mean anything except for one of the other specials, but any other regular pick. And just like that, you basically just pick one thing right to combine with Josh Allen, and you triple your money. And then you keep doing that over and over, rinse and repeat, and win and have fun. It's a kind of a win-win scenario. Of course, not guaranteeing anybody that you're going to win, but you listen to us, you're already pretty smart. You know, got some edges there as far as making smart choices. There's football, of course. Everything for week 8 is up. World Series, not up yet, but it will be very soon because that's coming. You can put some picks on the World Series, higher, lower. It's NBA season. Season just started. In fact, I did a little, and I trust me, with everything that we do, I'm not even that up on NBA anymore, but I did a little trio, a little 3-pick thing last night and wound up winning. So if you're into NBA, there you go. Look, and in fact, there's some games on right now. They have in-game live updated picks you can do. You're watching the game, you follow along, and then you kind of feel how it's going, make some picks there. Let's see. I don't know if the Heat are playing yet. I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I think they're playing.
Yeah, I did put something on Jimmy Butler. You know, I had to put something on Jimmy Buckets. Emo Jimmy. All right. So the point here being, if you like sports and you like the idea of winning money, that makes sense to join Underdog. So just make sure you use promo code ENDGAME or just click that link below. All right, let's get to your questions, though. We got some more people who are waiting. Country Connected is 2-5. You got Purdy. That's part of the problem. You can definitely cut him and move on. But
Yeah.
let's see. Henry, Rashad, Deontay, Cup, Kittle, Amari, Connor, Akers. All right. Traded Sutton for Amari and Akers.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not quite as high on Amari Cooper as I was when I thought Deshaun Watson would be back and healthy, but
Yeah.
he'll still be good. Like Sutton's been good, but Sutton's not a guy that like you're gonna just sit in your lineup every week. So and look, maybe Akers is starting to come on. Maybe it was just a random game. I don't know, but he got a lot of touches last Monday night. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Monday night. So I think it's fine. I think it's a good deal for you.
Yeah. I mean, Sutton has been pretty solid. I still slightly prefer Amari, even though it's not as appealing as it was. Down on Amari this week, but not just out on him rest of the season. PJ Walker is serviceable, right? So I think it's fine. But you're going to have to obviously do something at quarterback. Hope Connor comes back so you can start him every week instead of Rashad White.
Yeah, I mean, starting Rachaad White every week is not fun. But look, you can have a game like he had last week where he catches 5 or 6 passes, gets decent yardage total, gets you at least a floor.
Well, yeah, he does give you a floor. He's not totally killing you or anything like that. So there we go. And then Marcos, sorry, I lost it here. Super chatting again. No need to do that. You're always here. Watson or Devontae Smith, and we're still going Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'm going Devonta Smith this week against Commanders. Not feeling great about Christian Watson right now.
Now, Ramon Hernandez, interesting, was offered Tyreek Hill. Someone just wants him off the roster for Jettis and Achan. I don't think you can trade both those guys, can you?
No, not to mention, what do you do if you make this trade and we do find out Tyreek's out for a few weeks? Then basically it's like
Same
you
thing.
traded 2 injured guys for another injured guy. So yeah, I think this is too much even for Tyreek Hill.
No. Yeah, someone's trying to pull the wool here. Smart. I mean, smart of them to offer it. Mark Cleveland trade Justin Herbert, Madison, and the Cowboys. Wait, 2
and the Browns
defenses?
defense. A double defense trade.
That is a first. I have not seen that. Why? Okay. Herbert, Madison, and 2 defenses for Purdy, Mixon, Flowers, and a defense. I mean, you can't. I don't know who else you might have at quarterback, but there's no way you can trade away Justin Herbert to get Purdy.
No, and then you're getting like
Mixon is
whatever, like Mixon, Madison, whatever. I mean, you are getting Flowers, which I like. The defense, I don't. Whatever the defense is. Is Pitt's defense suddenly good? Are people like playing Pittsburgh's defense? I guess because they played. Who did they play last week?
Well, they've been good the last couple of weeks, but I'm not going to start them against the Jags.
Yeah. I don't know. As much as I would like to be getting Flowers, I don't think I can trade Justin Herbert and then get a QB who's probably not even going to play this week, or you're probably going to drop. So basically, you're getting Mixon and Flowers for Herbert and Madison. That's how I'm looking. I'm just looking at this like it's Mixon and Flowers for Herbert and Madison. The defense is whatever. Somebody's actually going to have 2 defenses on their team. They're going to like waste a spot with a defense. Because I'm assuming you're going to drop Purdy, or you should drop Purdy.
I mean, look, if you happen to have a top 8 quarterback or something already, okay, fine, trade Herbert. Yeah. But otherwise, there's no way I'm doing this. Because you're just trading away Justin Herbert and then to go stream a quarterback. You know what I mean? And Flowers is good, but
you're getting Flowers. Like, would you trade? Like, you wouldn't trade Herbert for Flowers and then go stream quarterback? Like, just that trade. Somebody, you had Justin Herbert because you have Justin Herbert in like every one of your leagues. So somebody said, "Hey, I'll give you Zay Flowers for Justin Herbert." You wouldn't make that deal and then go stream quarterback?
I mean, it depends who the quarterbacks out there are. If I'm having to start like Josh Dobbs or Daniel Jones, then no.
Well, yeah, hopefully you're not starting Daniel Jones, but yeah. I get what you're saying. It's entire. I mean, it does matter, right? It does matter who's out there. Like, can I go
Yeah.
pick up CJ Stroud? Can I pick up, Matt Stafford? Can I pick up these guys where I feel halfway decent about them at least? I might do it. But yeah, if Brock Purdy is the best quarterback like that you're gonna get, then yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it really depends here. Our Country Connected, this is a different team because it's 5-2. It's much better. Watson, Ramondre, Robinson, Bijan, Brees, Mostert, Amon-Ra, JJ, Keenan, Laporta, Deontay, and Kyler. Yeah, it's definitely a better team. Traded Mixon for Bijan. That is an elite trade. That's what that is. I told you,
What's funny
Mixon.
about that is it's like it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm worried about Bijan, but like people aren't worried about Mixon.
He's rock solid. Rock solid.
Wow.
Telling you, Joe Mixon. I want to make a chart. Not that I have time to do this. Joe Mixon's actual production versus his trade perceived value. It's like his fantasy points is like this.
Yeah.
Trade value.
Exactly. It's like
these
why
two
does he
things
have
don't go
trade
together.
value? He's done nothing. He has done nothing. Has he even had what's his best game been this year? Has he scored a touchdown? Did he score yet?
The fact that we don't know.
He's had at least one touchdown, right?
Probably one or two. One.
It's pretty sad that we don't even know.
Because he's got one touchdown.
Yeah. What is he in PPR leagues right now? Running back like 30 or something? 23. He's running back 23, averaging a whopping 11.5 per game. His best game is 14 fantasy points. I'm guessing that's the game where he actually scored.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 61 yards per game, which is slightly better than last year's 58.1 yards per game, 3.8 yards per carry, as opposed to last year's 3.9 yards per carry. So if you loved what you saw last year from Joe Mixon, you're going to love what you continue to see.
Yeah. Look, he's probably going to have some random 3-touchdown game in the middle of the season, and everybody's going to be like, Mixon! And then that'll be it.
Right, so great move
that's
here.
a fantastic trade for you. Well done. As far as a move for an elite QB, the thing is you got to pay a steep price for an elite QB usually. So
Watson, is that like Deshaun Watson? Is that why?
Yeah, I'm guessing Deshaun.
You got Kyler
out on your waiver wire. Is Matthew Stafford on your waiver wire? Look, I don't love it, but I'm actually having to play Derek Carr in one of our in-game leagues because there's nobody better on the waiver wire. He's good enough, I guess. It's good enough.
In some of these leagues where people like Joe Mixon have high trade value, like you might see CJ Stroud is out there on waivers because he had a bye week, right? Which is understandable, but just play Stroud and drop Watson. Just drop Watson and pick up whoever you can, and then in a couple of weeks you get Kyler back, so you're fine. So no, don't trade for a quarterback. All right, next is SB. Would you trade Tua and Ramondre for Devontae Adams if you already have Lamar Jackson?
Yes. Definitely, because your Tua is like you're not even losing him. You're basically trading Ramondre for Adams. Definitely do this.
This is an easy yes anyways. Yep. And then, oh, by the way, I already have Lamar Jackson. Okay, then it's definitely an easier yes. And then, Tyreek Hill might miss a couple of games. Do this now. Big Luscious is back in the house. Okay. Trading away Hill to get Etienne and Brees. That's a consideration.
It's definitely a consideration. And I think it would come down to your running backs. Like, are your running backs terrible? Like, was Jerome Ford your RB1? And now your RB1 is like going to be Darrell Henderson for the next couple of weeks or something. Then I might do it. But if you already have solid running backs, then I probably just keep Tyreek. But man, this is definitely an enticing offer, no doubt about it.
I mean, if you're just really hurting at running back, this might not be the worst for you because you're getting comparable. I think this is fair because Etienne has been great and Brees Hall is getting better. But I think it would only do this if you need both those guys as your starting running backs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know who you would be starting. Like, there was that one team where, like, the RB1 was Rashad White and the RB2 was, like, Cam Akers. Like, okay, fine. Then do this trade. But I still don't want to trade Hill, I should say, right now if I don't have to.
Right.
Julio. Rate 4 and 3, 2 running back, 2 receiver on flex. Got Field, CMC, Eckler, Bijan, Spears, Chase, Ayuk, London, Ridley, Deontay, Logan Thomas, and Everett, and streaming quarterback until Fields comes back.
Well, you got your running back. I mean, CMC, Eckler, Bijan. That is great.
Yeah.
Chase, Ayuk, London, Ridley, Deontay. That's very good. Obviously, tight end is a weakness, but it's fine. I certainly think this team could win it all, especially if Fields comes back healthy at some point. Yeah, definitely have a lot of high-end talent here. I certainly think this team has a chance.
Yeah, you definitely have a chance. I mean, I think winning it all, it might come down to Fields because if he comes back and is good, then yeah, you definitely have a chance. I mean, the fact he's not out for the season or anything like that, so you can stream and get by. Streaming tight end is fine. Trick or trade. Needs a wide receiver 2 and a flex out of Ayuk. Addison. I mean, he's startable even if Jerry plays. Yeah. Kenneth Walker, Drake London, Garrett Wilson.
Well, Kenneth Walker is my flex.
Yeah.
And now it gets tough. Now it gets tough. Ayuk, Addison, London, all very close for me.
Normally it would just be Ayuk, but maybe not.
I think when you have options like Addison and London, I think you maybe don't need to risk it with Ayuk. I'm not completely out on Ayuk, but like you said, we don't know what we're going to get from Darnold. They may just Christian McCaffrey may get 35 touches in this game, right? It just might be like see what Christian McCaffrey's body can handle in a football game. Like how long can he go?
Yeah. What makes this tough is the London matchup.
Yeah, the London matchup is really good, but man, it's going to be hard for me to bench Addison. Not just because he's coming off that big game, but I mean, he's been scoring touchdowns. He's clearly the number one guy here. I think my biggest worry is that they're on the road and maybe obviously the Packers may not put up a fight, but like the 49ers didn't really put up a fight on offense last night. It didn't seem to matter, or Monday night, it didn't seem to matter. I think I'm going Addison at wide receiver 2, but very close here between these guys.
It's close between all the receivers, to me, honestly. I mean, I still have to put Garrett Wilson probably lowest on the list because he's the most risky. Not completely out on Ayuk, but definitely not completely in on him. And then there's Drake London facing Tennessee. All right. But then there's Arthur Smith. So I guess probably Addison right now, but it's tough. This is a gut call. Samuel Piazza, as always, fins up. You know what? T-Law or Dak? I haven't had a Dak question in a long time.
I'm going Dak. Like T-Law might be safer, but Dak's got the upside. Coming out of the bye, you got to hope they figure something out. Yeah, I like Dak.
It's pretty close here for me. Steelers defense has been better lately. So, while I don't necessarily expect Cowboys-Rams to be a shootout, in fact, I don't at all expect it to be a shootout, I think Dak is probably the safer pick too. And then Addison, Watson, or Hendo at the flex. This is half PPR.
Addison. Give me I mean, look, I have him in half PPR. He's still got 31-something points. Because, look, Addison's been scoring touchdowns too, right? He's been scoring touchdowns.
Right.
Man, and I watched every target of his last night or Monday night. He could have had like 4 touchdowns in that game. It was crazy. He was wide open, and Kirk missed him. And then a couple other times, like blatant pass interference when he probably would have caught a touchdown. I was like, he could have had like a 50-point game. It was crazy. So yeah, I'm going like again. Watson, let me coming off the knee. Jordan Love looking bad. I'm gonna pass. And Henderson, like whatever. Not a lot of upside. Give me Addison.
Yeah, I think you got to go Addison easily out of this group. Austin Lowe in a 10-team, 2-5. All right, so traded Garrett Wilson, Achane, and Henderson for Thielen.
I mean, look, did you win? If Thielen continues to be a top 10 wide receiver, then maybe. But if he doesn't, you didn't win. You didn't win. I mean, look, Henderson, whatever, because he's probably only going to have like a couple more games, and then he's going to probably be irrelevant again.
Right.
But Achane's coming back in probably a couple weeks. Garrett Wilson's at least serviceable. Yeah, I mean, look, if Thielen really is that guy this year, then yeah, you won. But other than that, you probably didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel better if you said like, oh, I bought low on T. Higgins or CD Lamb or like Puka. We'll see. Maybe Thielen just continues to do what he does. In the present state, I would say, nah, I think there's a little bit of an overpay.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, it'll help you this week. It should help you this week. I just don't know if you're going to like it, by season's end.
Right.
Mac, trade my Terry and Javante for Jacoby. I feel like Terry and Jacoby are pretty comparable.
Yeah, and I'm kind of coming around a little bit on Javonte Williams. Like, I don't think Javonte Williams is going to be an RB1 this year, but he could be like, he could be like a solid RB2. Yeah, I think this is an overpay for Jacoby, honestly. I'm going to keep Terry and Javonte.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not like you said, I feel like Javante is now getting to the point where he might actually be startable, which to me, for the first time. So you just basically kind of, gave Javante away because it's pretty even there. I think Jacoby and Terry McLaurin. So, it's not bad. I think it's not bad, but just kind of gave Javante away. Jim K, 10-team PPR, got Lamb and Puka, and then we're going to flex Flowers, Kirk, Cooper, or Devontae Smith. Wow. I mean, it's 10-teamers. This is where it gets tough. In this case, I think I can cross Cooper out.
Yeah, definitely crossing Cooper out. I like all these guys this week. I mean, this could be one of those where it's like at the end of the week, it's like Devonta Smith scored the most points, Flowers scored the most points, Kirk scored the most points. Like, it feels hard to bench Christian Kirk right now. He's been so good, and it's not like the matchup is bad. I think I'm going Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to bench Kirk. I feel like Devontae Smith, again, this could be the week, but
Right.
You're taking that chance versus a guy like Kirk who's just been good every week, basically.
Right.
And I feel like this could be a big Flowers week, but again, could versus the guy who's been doing it. So you probably should just go Kirk. And then pick one between White, Hunt, or Edwards.
Man, I think you got to go Gus Bus. Playing the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting an 80-yard catch again, but he could score a touchdown. He'll get the carries. I think you got to go Gus.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to go Gus here. And I'm trying to look as Trey is posting this. I'm confirming. I'm seeing it now too on social. Kenneth Walker did not practice at all today because of a calf. Now, again, it's early in the week, so that might just be a minor thing, but definitely worth monitoring. And actually, Tyler Lockett also didn't practice because of a hamstring, so that's also worth monitoring. Wow. I mean, DK missed last week. If Lockett misses this week, maybe it is time for Jason to blow up.
Or do we just see more Jake Bobo?
Or that. Or that. Jake Bobo. Joker, what is up? Needs a receiver and a flex. Okay, so we got Ridley, Watson, Rice, DK, Aaron Jones. Is Ridley the new Gabe Davis? I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, not ready to go that far. I'm going Ridley at wide receiver. Again, I think it's a good matchup for him this week. I know there's trust issues, but I'm rolling with him. And then I think I might go Rice. I know DK was full today, but not a good matchup for Seattle this week for the wide receivers. I like DK a lot last week. Unfortunately, he did not play. Don't like him much this week. I think I'm going Ridley and I know it's hard to bench. See, this is the thing. This is what's hard about this because it's like, are you really going to tell somebody to bench DK Metcalf or Rashee Rice?
Not if DK's playing. And hey, what if DK does play and Tyler Lockett doesn't play and Kenneth Walker doesn't play? I mean, I'm not.
We said that last week for Tyler Lockett, so.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's probably too deep, honestly. Even though I could see Rice having a bigger game than DK, probably got to go Ridley and DK, honestly.
Yeah, and you mentioned trust issues. I mean, I get Ridley has been kind of frustrating, but I don't think that he's been any less trustworthy than Christian Watson or Aaron Jones. I'm going to say no to the Packers here. I think you got to keep DK over Rice just for now. Still loving the old school Joker avatar from that movie, which is definitely one of my favorite movies, only behind Shrek 2 on DVD. It never gets old. Superflex PPR starts it. Jimmy G, whom maybe will play, don't know. Jacobs, Ramondre, Sun God Zay, Ferg, Rice, San Francisco T on the bench. We got Bajent, so I guess you could always put him in there. And then, okay, so I mean, here's the problem. His Superflex is not a quarterback. It's T. Higgins because it's Bajent. I mean, you think Bajent's worth starting here and to take out one of those receivers, but like Rice?
No. I mean, what is the upside for Bajent?
Yeah.
200 yards and a touchdown? Like, is that his ceiling?
Probably.
Yeah. What is that? Like 14 points? 12 points? In your standard, in a 4-point touchdown, 12 points? Yeah, it's 12 points.
I will say though, like thinking about a guy, like I definitely want to start T. Higgins, and you already got Sun God and Zay, so yeah, it's just Rice. Like, is Rice's ceiling significantly higher than Bajent? Because what if Bajent? I'm just saying, I'm just speaking out loud here. What if Bajent? He's scrambles, can run in a touchdown. He could get a couple touchdowns, maybe more than one touchdown. He might have a little bit more upside than a guy like Rice.
So you're saying put T in the flex and then Bijan in the super flex?
Maybe. Now, of course, if Jimmy G doesn't play, then you have no choice here. You have to start Bijan, and then you have to super flex Rice.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I would say.
I might do that.
I don't think anybody else on the bench here is worth starting.
I mean, Rice, look, I started Rice in a super flex league in my super flex. I did not regret it last week. Because my other choice would have been Bijan. I'm pretty sure Bijan did not get 17 points. Although he did throw a touchdown, which was a dump off to Deontay Foreman. But hey, it still counts for him.
Yeah, he's still good. All right. Well, for now, I think keep it at it.
Probably put Bijan in the super flex and move T to flex. Probably a smart idea.
Yeah, and then just hope that Jimmy G plays. We got HM in a standard league, another one. Pick 3, Nico Ayuk, Kittle, London, Olave, and Deontay. This is standard.
I still got to go Olave. I think I'm going to go Nico second. He's got a good matchup. He's a big play guy. He could put up yards. He could score. And then it gets close. Ayuk, London, Deontay. It gets close. Unless you think Sam Darnold is going to unlock George Kittle. Which I don't know. Maybe, but.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kittle gets an uptick in targets here, but am I going to play him over these guys?
Probably not.
Probably not. Bengals are at least a decent defense. I'm going to check. I don't think they're like especially bad against a tight end or anything. I guess they kind of, but not really. I mean, I'm still going to go Olave too. I like Deontay this week. I think he could score a touchdown too. So I'll go Deontay because of the matchup. London is the one, right? It's like, are we going to trust
But I think
Tim or Nico?
I think as standard, I like Nico better because he catches the ball down the field. Like if I'm going to pick somebody to score, it's going to be Nico, not London. Although London did almost score last week. So yeah, I was thinking about Deontay. So let's go Olave, Nico, and Deontay.
There it is. It's settled. We don't have to split the decision there. Dylan Taylor in a 10-team PPR league, 4-3. Got Allen Cook, JT Jones, Cup, Puka, Michael Thomas, Kelsey. On the bench, Spears, Dylan, D-Hop, Moss, and Lockett. What do you think about this team? Not sure about the running backs. JT, solid. Cook is fine as your 2. Jones, who knows?
Yeah, I'm a little more worried about your wide receivers. I mean, you got Cup and Puka, but then Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins. Lockett's okay, but he hasn't even been that great. I'm a little more worried about your wide receivers, honestly. Because I think with like JT looking like he's going to be an RB1, if not starting this week, really soon he's just going to be a set and forget RB1. It looks like James Cook, Aaron Jones, fine as RB2s, mix and match, play matchups, whatever. Cup and Puka, that's great, but then like MT as your wide receiver 3, Lockett, D-Hop, man.
It's a little old. A very experienced receiver room.
No, they might be a combined 100 years old. I just thought about that. Or pretty close. That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like this is a team when I look at it, I feel like it's a 4-3 team. Like I feel like it's a team, it'll make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it just has that like championship level.
Yeah, because you're hoping like maybe Cup can carry you.
Yeah.
You got to think at this point, we kind of have seen this. If Cup's going off, Puka's not. And if Puka's having a big game, it's because Cup's not. Because that's what happened last week. So now I'm kind of wondering. I'm not saying you can't have both on your same team. I mean, you can, and that's not a bad thing. But you need somebody else with some juice there at wide receiver. Because D-Hop might not be startable anymore. Thomas is really not. In the 10-team league, Thomas is not startable. Actually, not even in a 12-team league. He's not startable. Lockett, I don't know anymore, right? He's looking a little riskier. So try to package something to upgrade there at receiver. This is what the advice here is. Somebody out there, surely somebody likes Michael Thomas enough that they would take him. All right. Chief Perp, what is up? Appreciate you always. Monty is on the IR, but need to move him. He asked us the other day, but why do you have to move him? Isn't he still on IR?
Yeah, I don't understand this. He's on your IR. Like you shouldn't have to, like if you drop Montgomery or move him. Yeah, I don't understand this.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to move. I have Monty in this is on Sleeper. I don't know what platform you play on, but I have Monty in my IR and he's still on my IR.
Yeah, he should be able to stay in your IR unless your league has some weird rules, but I don't know what those rules are. I mean, well, okay, I will say this. Because he's not technically on IR. So if if his status has changed to questionable.
Maybe that's what it is. Because there's some leagues where if he's out, they'll let you put on IR. But if it's questionable, yeah, that might be it.
So that's probably what it is.
So you have to drop one of these guys.
And he's saying he'd post the rest of his team to prove that no one else deserves to be dropped. So
we've not been trashing you about posting your whole team. We never would do that.
I mean, I guess if these are all you have, Christian Watson, I guess. I mean, I don't really want to drop Christian Watson, but
I mean, it's either Watson or Jones. But considering you have 3 receivers there that I'm assuming are bench players, probably Watson is the guy. But maybe nobody's picking up Watson because nobody's in on Watson. So maybe you can just pick him back up after you move Monty back to IR. I don't know.
yeah, that's rough. That's rough, honestly.
Yeah, I guess Watson. Well, I don't know how much time you have before you have to move him. Is this a time to try to do a package deal 2 for 1? I mean, you can't trade Watson right now.
That's not a bad idea.
Package trade values.
Package Watson and somebody and get a 2 for 1, and then I mean you're going to drop him anyways. Might as well try to trade him first,
right? Or Jones and somebody.
Yeah.
See if you can do that. Try to finagle a 2 for 1 to upgrade somehow and solve your problem. But if not, I guess it'd have to be Watson. All right, Christopher Laborde, what is up? Pickens or Flowers and standard?
Ooh.
So many standard questions today.
I know, right?
It's random.
I think I got to go Pickens. He's more likely to have a 100-yard game, score a touchdown. Even though I do really like Flowers this week, but I think as standard, I got to go Pickens.
Yeah, I like Flowers a lot, but, you know, a little more valuable in PPR. Pickens is just always valuable. No, I'll go Pickens. I like Pickens a lot. Both these guys are going to be on tomorrow's video, by the way. John Dutton, 406. League mates have been calling my team the RB Cemetery. That's not good. Can't catch a break. I've been picking up all I can. So I'm guessing you had maybe a Chubb, a Dobbins, or both of them. Stevenson, Madison, Hunt, Miles Sanders. Yeah. Start 2.
Well, I think you got to go Stevenson as one of them. Madison Hunt's going to be close for me.
Yeah.
It's such a good spot for Madison, but is he losing work to Akers? He's also Madison. I don't know. I might go Stevenson Hunt.
I'll say even if he plays, Sanders is not going to be one of the choices here. I might actually throw up in my mouth a little bit too, because I'm going to say Hunt is going to be the guy you want to start. And then Stevenson. Yeah, Stevenson, Hunt. Look, this is not the worst running back room we've seen. We've seen worse. So I will say that.
Definitely have seen worse.
Christian Gonzalez. Is Watson worth picking up off waivers? I mean, just wait. Watson, I'm assuming Christian Watson.
Well, okay, yeah. If it's Christian Watson, definitely worth picking up off the waivers.
I'm assuming. Yeah, just wait for Chief Perp to make the move, and then you can pick him up.
Yes. Did you type that after you saw the Chief Perp question? Are you guys in the league together? And you're like, oh, hey.
League mates in there. That's funny. Yeah, if it's Christian Watson, yeah. If it's Deshaun Watson, no.
Yeah.
And then Sam Laporta for DK?
And closer than it should be. DK has not been very good this year. I really didn't like DK this year. He hasn't made me change my mind. But I mean, look, Sam Laporta, he's still just a tight end. He had those 2 kind of nice games, and then he's kind of cooled off, right? He's been good. He's been good. Like, he hasn't been bad, but he's not been lighting it up. Like we saw those couple games. I mean, assuming you have a decent tight end to fall back on, like maybe you already have a really good tight end and you picked up Sam Laporta off waiver wire, or maybe there's guys on your waiver wire that you like, then yeah, take DK. Take DK.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely sure which side you're getting here or giving. I'm assuming you're getting, it says 40K. I'm assuming you're doing this. So if you're trading away Laporta, you probably have a tight end you feel good about. So if that's the case, then sure, do it. Sidekick Kid sent Puka, Rice, and Henry to get Bijan and Diggs.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, he's still like nobody like Diggs still has to be over Puka rest of the season, and Bijan for me has to be over Henry rest of the season. So
Yes.
yeah, definitely like this. Definitely like this. Good job, Sidekick Kid.
Yeah. And this is, again, a non-PPR league, but I don't think it matters. I'm still liking it. I know Henry is a little bump in non-PPR and Bijan gets a little ding, but not that you're not going to flip sides because of that, are you?
No.
Did everybody like mid-season just change their stand?
I know, right?
PPR?
What's going on? Why are we getting all these non-PPR questions?
Like it's weird. It's like I don't know. Okay, Steven, Kyron or Monty rest of the season? Which hurt running back you like better?
I think I gotta go Montgomery. A, we're probably gonna see him sooner, and B, we know like it's a great system for running backs behind a great offensive line. I mean, it's a good system for running backs in with the Rams too, but we don't know when Montgomery or when Kyron's going to be back, how long he's going to be out for. Coming off an ankle sprain, I'm going to go Montgomery over Kyron.
I'm going Montgomery too. Look, when Kyron comes back, if he's, eased back into action and Henderson has been good, we might start to see a little bit more like a committee type thing. Monty's going to be always behind that excellent offensive line, touchdown upside. Yeah, I'm going to go Monty. This is interesting. Isaac, Isaac's with us a lot. He's saying in his league, his boy got Waddle, Ayuk, Addison, Deontay, Eckler, and Jacobs, but is in last place. Which is understandable because Eckler missed 4 weeks. Jacobs has been bad.
Yeah.
Waddle has been a little disappointing. So, anyways, who should he pluck off that roster right now to do him a favor?
Pluck Eckler. Go get Eckler. Offer him a running back who's been pretty good, not great, but pretty good, and throw in a decent wide receiver and go get Eckler. Go get Eckler.
I hope you have Joe Mixon. That's definitely a solid player to throw out there. I would say too, he's desperate. Waddle has underachieved. Dolphins lost 2 straight. Or not 2 straight. They've lost 2. This might be a good time to buy Waddle, especially if Tyreek Hill is out. What if Tyreek Hill does miss multiple weeks? You're going to want Waddle. So I would say receiver target Waddle, at running back, definitely try to get Eckler. And then let's see. Jay Hughes.
A Pulp Fiction question.
I did not preview this question before putting it up, and I did not expect that. I don't think we have time to get into the lore of the GIMP, and I don't know if we should on air anyways. This is a family-friendly kind of thing.
Yes.
This is, you know what? The perfect place for this is the Discord. This would
Discord,
go over very well in the Discord.
Definitely.
But let's talk about Dak over Stafford.
I'm going Dak over Stafford. Stafford he hasn't had a lot of upside lately. Now he's going up against the Cowboys on the road. I'm going Dak. Give me Dak.
Give a little faith in Dak. I mean, the defense he's facing it's not as good as the defense Stafford's facing. Blast 33, start 3. Devontae, T. Higgins, Flowers, MPJ,
Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman, okay. Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans.
I'm going. Oh, man. I'm going Evans, Smith.
It's tough. I was kind of instinctively going to say the first three. And Evans does get Buffalo.
It's
Thursday
just so hard to
night.
bet. I mean, outside of that game where he like left early with a hamstring injury,
Yeah, he's been good.
he's been good. So I think here I'm going to go Evans, Smith, and Flowers and just not risk it with Higgins because I feel good enough about Flowers and Smith. So I think I'm going to go Evans, Smith, and Flowers.
So here's the problem. I was going to go the first three, but if I do switch it to Evans, I would probably do it for Smith and not risk it with him. So I think I'm still keeping Higgins in there this week. This is tough. It's definitely not.
Tough. It's definitely tough.
It's definitely not Wilson. And this week, I don't think Pittman. I mean, that random touchdown, nah. Yeah. We both feel good about Flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say if you feel good about Evans, we'll put it back in your hands last. Which is not what you want us to do.
I don't know if he does feel good about Evans, though, because he put Evans last.
He put Evans last. Maybe that's why I picked the first three, because they were the first three. All right. We'll let you decide between those four, three of those four. Robert, what's up, Robert? Mitchell is back. Have Kendrick Bourne and Christian Watson struggling on which one to start? I mean, that's understandable. Bourne has been better the last 2 weeks. He's been getting targets and catches. Watson has not. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, but I don't think I can put Bourne in over Watson if he plays. It's against the Vikings.
Does this come down to like the late week injury report? If Watson is clear Friday and he's like no restriction, he's good to go.
Yeah, then I play Watson. If he's limited, he's on the injury report, then maybe just go Bourne.
Yeah, I would be very skittish about starting Watson if he's at all suspected to not be 100%, and I would just keep Bourne in there and take what I get. But if Watson's a full go, I still think you just have to go for the upside. Have Kyler on IR. Okay, starting Love. Well, would you then go with the pack stack, or would you go with Tyrod Taylor?
I mean, I know Jordan Love's been bad, but it's not like Tyrod Taylor's been good, at least for fantasy. I'm still going to go Jordan Love.
Well, Tyrod Taylor gets the Jets this week. I don't want to start.
Yeah, that too.
No, just go with Love. See what you get. And then Bilal is back. Welcome back. It's been a little while. 5 and 2 full PPR suggestions for 3 receivers and 2 running backs and a flex. Got the Sun God, Puka, Downs, Sutton, Bourne, White, Hunt, Foreman, Najee, and Jalen Warren, and that's all it says.
3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. All right, 3 wide receiver: Amon-Ra, Puka. I guess Downs. I guess I'm going Downs as your 3rd wide receiver. Sutton's okay, but it is the Chiefs. Bourne, again, okay. I guess I'll go Downs. I don't hate his spot this week. 2 running backs.
See, that last one was saying about your running back room being rough. This one is not quite as good, but he's 5 and 2 because he's got good receivers at least.
I guess Foreman and Hunt. And Hunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then I guess I'm flexing Sutton.
Yep.
Yeah, flexing Sutton. That's my team.
Foreman, Hunt, definitely Sun God, Puka. I think Sutton is fine. And then Downs and Bourne are actually pretty close for me. Might go Bourne for upside. Downs is a little bit safer. But wait a minute. Go Pats. You're a Pats fan, then you're obligated. You have to start Kendrick Bourne. You got no choice now.
That is true.
Got no choice. True. All right, and then Juice 420. Stash Murray. You're asking, I'm assuming, about Latavius Murray? Or stash because it's Kyler Murray stash?
I mean, if you are hurting at QB, I mean, you could stash Murray. We might see him this week.
Kyler Murray, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you have an elite QB, you don't need to stash Kyler Murray. But if you're streaming, every week, and yeah, you might as well stash Kyler Murray.
It doesn't hurt to stash a guy with upside because you could always trade, and even if not trade him, maybe trade your current quarterback who's really good and go with Murray. You know what I mean? Just to get something. So it never hurts to stash a guy with upside. All right, Chief Perp again. Can't make trade moves or waiver wire with somebody questionable on my IR. Yeah. Okay, so that idea of the 2-for-1, that's a no-go, basically. Someone in my league wants to trade Olave. Man. Okay, so drop, I guess, Watson. Try to buy low on Olave.
Yeah, definitely try to buy low on Olave. That's weird. You can't make a trade. I would think you'd still be able to make trades.
I do get that because in fact, on Sleeper, it'll say you have one player still on IR who's not eligible. You have to do that. It won't let you do anything until you make that move. So I get this. It's irritating, but at least the good thing is you got enough good receivers already that I guess you won't really miss Watson.
Yeah.
So I know. I guess just drop Watson, try to buy low on Olave, and then maybe you can scoop him back up. All right, Chris Laborde. Guess my record and rate my team. All right, I love little play-along games. This is a 10-man standard league. We got T-Law, Bijan, Pollard, Olave, Flowers, Andrews, Pickens at the flex, Jets, defense, Fairbairn. And then the bench, you did have Achane. That's good. Kirk, White, Purdy, Rashawn, Foreman, Keller.
Well, you got Bijan and Pollard, who've been okay. I mean, Bijan was great early in the year. Pollard's been okay. You got Olave, Flowers, been kind of up and down. Andrews kind of up and down. I'm going to say Pickens, Jets, White, Kirk. I'm going to say 4-3 is your record based on your team and how they've produced so far.
Yeah, I think you've had some underachievers here, especially in a standard league. So I'm going to go 3-4 because he's asking, so he's probably not happy about it. And then I'm going to say your team is actually talented and good. You don't have a guy who's been an elite receiver. I think that's the issue here. So I think I'm, hold on to Olave. He'll be better. Pickens is good. Flowers, again, better in PPR than standard. I think that's the thing. It's a 10-man league. So, yeah, I'm going to say you're probably under 500, even though you have good players. You can drop Purdy. Is he going to tell? That's the question I want to know.
Yeah, you're going to tell us your record? Are you going to tell us your record now?
You can't leave us hanging. That's not possible.
You can't leave us hanging. Can't leave us hanging.
All right. Let's do some of the regular chats here before we get caught up with super chats. Mad Dogs, ABs, Tua, Goff, or Stroud? Love. I assume those are those dogs. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's got to be Goff this. No, it's got to be Tua. Even without Tyreek Hill, I'm still probably going Tua. I mean, look, we don't know if Tyreek Hill is out, but I think right now you got to go Tua.
Yeah, it's got to be Tua. But if Tyreek Hill is completely ruled out, I might go Goff because I like Goff this week. So if Hill doesn't play, I might go Goff. What about this one? T-Bag, Josh Palmer or Amari Cooper or MT?
I mean, not MT.
Not MT.
Not this low on Amari Cooper. I think I'm still going Cooper over Josh Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer's banged up, I guess, a little bit right now, which whatever. But we just talked about the Bears have been better on defense. Don't expect a high-scoring game there. So still lean Cooper because he can do something on his own. Here's another standard question. Don't know why, but for the flex, Addison, Rice. This is, by the way, Jorge Alfonso Sepulveda Cadena. Got Addison, Rice, Gibbs, Ayuk, or Mixon.
Well, I think a standard scoring here, I'm going Gibbs. He should be the workhorse. It's a great matchup. It's standard scoring. I'll go Gibbs.
Yeah, not going Mixon. I think in this case, you think it gives more like a pass catching running back. He really hasn't been. He's still going to get all the run, most of the run. Good matchup. Go Gibbs. Johnny Bananas. Pick 2 between Downs, Rice, Dell, London, or Watson.
Downs, Rice, Dell. Definitely London for me. And then I think I'm going Rice. Again, just no need to risk it with Watson when you got these options. So I'll go London and Rice.
So am I. Again, can't risk Watson just yet. Not feeling the ceiling for Downs this week. So there you go. Sean, full PPR, finally. It needs a wide receiver 2 in the flex. Palmer, Lockett, Gabe, Tank, Hendo, Bourne, Shaheed. Wide receiver and the flex.
Well,
I don't think Monty's going to play.
I'll say, assuming Lockett plays, I'm starting Lockett over all these guys. And then I think I'm starting Palmer over all these guys too.
Yeah, assuming full health, you got to go with the guys who've been more productive, and that's those 2 guys. Not feeling a big Gabe week, not a great spot for him. Tank again, just other guys are coming into that offense. Henderson, Bourne, maybe, but yeah, Palmer, Lockett. And then I don't know. Do you think Monty could play?
No, I haven't heard anything that makes me feel like Monty will play. I mean, yeah, if he does, sure, start him over like Palmer. But I'd be very surprised if Monty plays.
Yeah, everything we had heard is he'll probably be out, like 3 weeks, and then they got the bye. So I don't think he'll be back. If he does play, then yeah, I play him. But this is a very interesting one. Caught my eye. Biggity Brown. Trading Jerome Ford for Murray in Superflex. Dumb. I have Lamar and Daniel Jones and Pickett, Arby's, or Swift and Monty. Are you saying that you would trade away Jerome Ford to get Kyler Murray? That can't be possible.
I don't think it's dumb. I mean, look, Jerome Ford dealing with probably a high ankle sprain. I'm probably not going to see him for at least 3 weeks, I'm guessing, if not more. Like, yeah, you got Lamar, but I mean, even when Daniel Jones is healthy, do you even really want to start him in Superflex? I mean, how many weeks did Daniel Jones kill you even in Superflex? And then Pickett, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of upside, so look, you're probably going to have Kyler Murray back before you have Jerome Ford back, so I think I would do this. In Superflex, I would do this.
I mean, the way you're asking, it's like, I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. You're getting Kyler Murray in a Superflex league for a guy who's hurt. Like, why wouldn't you do this? I mean, I think it would be dumb for the Kyler Murray owner to do this. So, yeah, I definitely want to do that. All right, another tough one. Alonzo Muniz from Mexico. Ridley or McLaurin?
Ooh. Close.
And McLaurin, the last time they played Philadelphia, he actually had a pretty good game. So that's not the matchup that should scare you away from Terry. Ridley, who knows? That's the thing. Who knows with Ridley?
I do like Ridley's matchup a lot, actually. But, and yeah, Terry did have a good game the last time they played the Eagles, but I feel like this Eagles defense has been a lot better these last few weeks.
This is true.
Look, they gave up that big touchdown to Tyreek Hill, but that's Tyreek Hill. I mean,
it's Tyreek Hill.
A little different, and it's Tua throwing the ball, not. But I think I'll still go McLaurin, just not risk it with Ridley. Even though I do like Ridley this week, I just feel safer about McLaurin, so I'll just go McLaurin.
I thought you were going to go Ridley there.
Well, I mean, I think Ridley could certainly have the bigger game, but he could also disappear and kill you. And Terry at least will, I don't think Terry's going to like completely bust. And he could still, catch a touchdown. So I think I just go Terry.
Yeah, Steelers have been better overall on defense, but still giving up a lot of yardage to wide receivers. And you saw what Puka did last week. So I don't know, feeling risky. I might go. Well, I guess we could just put it this way: chase the upside, go Ridley. Play it safer, go McLaurin.
Yeah,
that's my way of copping out. All right, and then Luis Mendez, McBride or Logan Thomas. Bride is a little more interesting because Deckert's on IR, but
it's the toughest matchup for tight end. It's Josh Dobbs.
Right.
I think this week I got to go Logan Thomas, and I'm not like I love Logan Thomas, but McBride very risky this week.
Yes, I like McBride as a stash, but you can't like him this week. So wait till Kyler comes back and have a better matchup. Cousins or T-Law?
I think I got to go T-Law. I know it's hard after Cousins just looked great on Monday night, but that was at home. This is on the road against the Packers. I'm going to go T-Law.
And, we tend to go with like the theory of momentum. Like, oh, they just looked really good last week. They should look again good this week. But think about the 49ers themselves. What happened after they crushed Dallas on primetime? Right. They look terrible the next 2 weeks. They have 2 straight letdown games. Maybe this is the letdown game for the Vikings, is what I'm thinking, because they go on the road now. They're going to place the Packers. Packers not terrible defense, and the Packers are kind of a terrible offense. So maybe this is a low-scoring game. It's a divisional game. I would just go T-Law too. And then a trade question: Kamara for Pollard.
Yeah, I think I still got to take Pollard. Like I get it. Kamara's been great, but you're really banking on these receptions continuing. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say like Jamal Williams is taking Kamara's job, but remember, Kamara has yet to play with Jamal Williams, basically. Like Jamal Williams barely played last week. He didn't play the first 3 games with Kamara. I'm not saying Jamal Williams is going to be the number 1 here, but I'm also saying like we may not see Kamara get this level of usage once Jamal is healthy. Like they may balance this out a little bit more. He may not get, ridiculous. He's getting better usage than Christian McCaffrey right now. So I'm gonna, if it's me, I'm gonna still buy into Pollard.
I am too. I'm gonna prefer Pollard here. And then should I start Bourne instead of Pittman this weekend?
Colts
are against the Saints in Indianapolis. So Pittman, we're worried might get Marshawn Lattimore.
I know, but I don't know. I'm still going Pittman. This feels too deep for me. I'm still going Pittman.
Pittman can still do something. I actually don't mind Bourne this week. I think this is doable. I think I would have learned after last week and saying to bench Pittman, and he had that one big play. It was that one big play. Man. Probably keep Pittman in there. Bez, welcome back. Was offered Olave and Dameon Pierce for Monty and Javonte.
I wish I felt a little good about Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, I think based on how they've done so far, look, maybe Javonte gets better, but still, to me, Pierce and Javonte are kind of the same. Kind of barely low-end RB2s that you start if you have to. So it's like, okay, what do you rather have, the receiver in Olave or the running back in Monty? Has Henry, Ford, and Taylor at RB. Okay, you got Henry and JT. Have Puka, Ridley, Devontae, Higgins, Dell. Well, you're okay both.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, right now you only have Henry and Taylor.
Yeah. What if injury, something happens? Better to be deep at running back than receiver.
Yeah, I might just stand pat because you got Puka, Ridley, Devonta Smith, Higgins, Addison. Like what? Like I don't think getting Olave makes your wide receiver significantly better.
Right.
So I even though I think it's like I might prefer the Olave side in the vacuum, I think for your team, keeping Monty and Javante makes more sense for your team.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think this is helping you enough. So don't mind getting Olave right now. Look, this is a fair deal. This is a fair deal, but for your roster, I don't think it really helps you. So I think that's the issue. And then let's go to Chief Perp again. Ridley and Aaron Jones or Olave. Okay, so now we're wheeling and dealing. He must have done the Watson drop. Ridley and Jones for Olave or Collins and Jones for Olave. You like either of those? Or is this just too much?
I don't know if it's too much. I,
And he throws this in, or Zay, because he has Zay Flowers too. So I guess trying to pair Aaron Jones with a receiver, which is basically what we suggested. So would you package Jones with Ridley or Collins
well,
or Zay to get Olave?
I think I would just start with Aaron Jones because look, people aren't high on Olave right now. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel like you need to give up this much. In fact, let me check my notes. If you have not seen the trade video yet, I said, let me check my notes here. So for Olave, I said Aaron Jones. I thought so. I thought I did. I said Aaron
Straight
Jones
up.
for Olave. I think Aaron Jones can get you Olave. Like, because Aaron Jones still has name value and people still believe, like, okay, he can get healthy and be good again. So I would start with Aaron Jones. Then if he says no to that, then say, like, okay, maybe I'd probably prefer Collins over Ridley right now. So maybe Ridley and Aaron Jones. But I would start with Aaron Jones and see what he does, see what he says.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm okay parting with Collins and Jones for Olave, but again, always start low and
Yeah.
work your way up. There you go. And I know you're trying to do the 2-for-1 because that gets you to pick up Watson again. But start with that because you could always trade another 2-for-1 for somebody else. So, all right, back to Christopher. Nailed it. 3 and 4.
You know, that was my first instinct was 3 and 4, but I was like, I'll be nice and say 4 and 3.
So this is funny. He was 0 and 4. I think I remember this. 3-game win streak. Named his team back from the dead. All right. Someone asked for Pollard for Walker and AJ Brown. Wow. Pollard for both those guys. And yeah, I would have taken both those guys.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, you're back.
Maybe it was week 1
Well, yeah. Yeah, we didn't know.
when Walker and AJ Brown weren't valued so highly. Maybe it was back in the early part of the season.
Hindsight's always perfect. So
Yes.
all right, we got something from Alex Ayala. Let's see where the question is. All right, here it is. Do I trade Pierce and Godwin for Olave? Like, yeah, this feels like a good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of faith in Pierce, and Godwin's just like, whatever, he's fine. Yeah. This I would do.
It would cut into your running back depth. Is it really, though? Is it?
I know, is that really cutting into your running back? I mean, I will say, behind Bijan, you only have Mixon, Pierce, and Algier. That's pretty rough. But what are we really expecting from Pierce?
Yeah, like at some point along the way, there's going to be a running back you can pick up that will be just as good as Pierce, like Darrell Henderson was last week or Deontay Foreman was last week. You know what I'm saying? So I think I still do this. And then I try to trade Joe Mixon. All right, Austin J. Walker questionable. Worst comes to worst. Yeah, I think Foreman's still a good option. We're saying he's startable as far as we know.
Yeah, even with Rashawn back, I would still consider him startable. Definitely.
Ooh, here's an interesting one. Sometimes they just jump out at you. Ali. Amon-Ra and Mostert for JJ.
I probably prefer JJ because, again, I think Mostert's time is coming to an end. But Amon-Ra's really good. It's not like a huge drop off from JJ to Amon-Ra. So if you have Jefferson and you're like, hey, maybe you're 3 and 4, and you're like, I don't know if I can wait 3 or 4 more weeks potentially for Jefferson, however long it ends up being, we don't know. I think it's okay because I don't think Amon-Ra is a big drop off. But I think if you're like, yeah, I'm 5 and 2, I'm 6 and 1, I'd probably just hold Jefferson.
I mean, I would say this is fair.
Yeah.
It's definitely fair.
Definitely fair.
It's risky to take on Jefferson because what if he doesn't come back when he's first eligible, and you losing Amon-Ra. So it really depends on the situation here, but it might be worth it to take on Jefferson if you're in a good position already. It's fair. It's reasonable. All right. Flagrant Productions. Pick 2 receivers and a running back from Kirk, Evans, Addison, Mondre, and Pierce. So I think you got to go Mondre over Pierce. Yeah.
Yeah, Mondre over Pierce, and then I'm picking the first 2 wide receivers. I mean, I know Addison was great on Monday night, but let's not act like he's been doing that all season. Now he goes on the road against the Packers. Evans has been great pretty much every single week. Kirk's been great pretty much every single week since week 1. I got to go Kirk and Evans.
Yeah. See, Addison's not a must start no matter what. I mean,
well, for me,
Kirk, no, I agree. He's still a good start, but I mean, Kirk, you can't sit, and I don't mind Evans. It's close between Evans and Addison for me, but yeah, I'm always too low on Mike Evans these days. So, Chris KD, Blockbuster. Let's see, full PPR trade. All right, well, if CMC is involved, it must be a Blockbuster. CMC,
yeah.
Watson, and Laporta for Kyron, Devontae Adams, and Kelsey. Okay, so if he does this, the team would be Burrow, Kamara, Pacheco, Kyron. I don't like it already. AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, Puka, Nico, Thomas, and Kelsey.
So your team without it would be CMC, Kamara, Pacheco,
and then
AJ Brown, Puka,
Nico.
Yeah, see, and I mean, okay, you're getting Kelsey, but I don't feel like your wide receiver room gets like drastically better. I mean, certainly I like Adams more than Watson, but like, is AJ Brown, Puka, and Nico significantly better than AJ Brown, Devonta Puka? I don't think so. No, but going from CMC to
Kyron in a couple of weeks, no.
Yeah,
that's a huge drop.
Yeah, I want the CMC side. Give me the CMC side. Sorry, I had to sit up for that one and really take a look at your roster.
Yeah, I can't do that. All right, Christian Gonzalez, another one. He's got a flex choice between Pickens, Watson, Dell, Chuba, or Javonte. There's only one right answer here.
Yeah, give me Pickens.
Yeah.
Maybe if Miles Sanders is out and it's standard scoring, I could consider Chuba. But I'm going Pickens.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Pickens. All right, then Ali, what is up?
What's up?
Got offered Walker for Hall. Oh, interesting. So would you take Walker over Hall rest of the season?
Man, this is one of those trades that could like really bite you, or like this could go either way. But I mean, Walker's been great. He's healthy. I mean, unless his calf thing is serious, which I doubt. He's not working his way back from an ACL. I mean, I could certainly see Hall being better rest of the season, but I think right now I gotta side with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I got to side with Kenneth Walker, and we can't pretend there's no risk with Hall in certain weeks. That offensive line still isn't really great. There's going to be some weeks where Zach Wilson looks like Zach Wilson, and I think I would prefer Walker. So if you get Walker, yeah, do it. Get that bad luck New York Jet running back Juju off your team completely. And then needs 2 between Cooper, London, Flowers. Lost because of Bijan.
Yeah, lots of people lost because of Bijan last week. London and Flowers. Going London and Flowers.
Yeah, this week it's London and Flowers for sure. And as always, best of luck to you. Cap for life. I would just love the enthusiasm. All right. The good vibes here. Grade the trade. Traded Barkley and Stroud for Cousins and Nico.
Yeah, you won. You won for sure. Well, the Barkley side won. I don't know which side you're on. I can't tell.
Are you sure? I think he traded for Cousins Nico. I'm assuming he gets the Cousins Nico side.
Oh man, no, the Barkley side won. The Barkley side won. Look, I like Nico, but not over Barkley. And now a couple of their offensive linemen, especially Andrew Thomas, that's a big one, is back at practice. Doesn't mean he's going to play this week, but it means he's close. And when that offensive line gets healthier, Barkley will be even better. Yeah, I would have taken the Barkley Stroud side.
Yeah, I would go Barkley Stroud too. Can't go too crazy for Cousins because he's coming off a good game, but Stroud will probably be just as good rest of the season. Maybe Cousins comes back and is really strong when JJ comes back. Maybe this turns out good in the end, but I think the running back is just so valuable, right? Having that number 1 running back. I prefer the Barkley side, but it's not a terrible trade. Stark Jeter was up. Pick 2 to start. Evans, London, Collins. All 3 guys are close again.
If it's my team, I'm going Evans and London, but I totally get it if you want to go Evans and Collins. Evans is the one for me I feel like I'm starting.
Yeah. London is the one I definitely want to try fit in there. I'm okay not starting Collins because, like I said, it may be the game script works against him and there's other options. So I'd say Evans in London is reasonable. And then do I start Mixon or Gus the Bus?
Just give me Gus against Arizona. I don't need to start Mixon against 49ers. No thanks. I'll take Gus.
And his 3.9 yards per carry.
If
go for the big upside with Gus. The cheese wheel enthusiast.
All right.
That is a great name too. Rate my trades that I've made this year. All right, let's go through it. Walker for Hall, the same exact thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good trade.
If you got Walker, that's good. Okay, week 2, Jamar Chase for Alvin Kamara. I'm hoping you got Chase. If you got Chase, that's a win.
Yeah, but he said Walker for Hall for the first one. So if we're assuming he got Walker, then we have to assume he. Oh wait, yeah, Chase for Alvin Kamara. Yeah, if you got Chase, that's an A++. I don't care what Alvin Kamara's done the last 4 games. That's an A++.
And then he said Kareem Hunt and Tank Dell for Adam Thielen. So this is the question from way back in the beginning of the stream, was asking about that.
Yeah, and that one I prefer. That one I prefer Thielen, so I'm going to give you a D on that one. But I'll give you a B for the Kenneth Walker one because I think you'll prefer Kenneth Walker, but I understand that maybe Breece Hall, like at some point down the stretch here, looks really good. I'm going to give you A++ for Chase. That's how you sell high on Kamara. And then I'm going to have to give you a D on the Hunt and Dell one for Thielen because, yeah, not that I'm super high on Thielen, but I think I'm okay trading away Thielen, but you could have gotten a lot more than Hunt and Dell.
Agree. All right, we got Sammy. Pick 2 between Smith, Deontay Johnson, probably, Rice, Palmer, and then Henderson.
I'm taking the first two. I'm putting Smith back in my lineup this week. Too good of a matchup. And I like Deontay Johnson this week. Should play close to 100% of the snaps. Great matchup. It's PPR. Give me those two. I'm taking those two.
Yeah, definitely the first two. And then this one, Eric Castellanos, trade Drake London for Joe Mixon. If you're getting Joe Mixon, no.
No. Why are people somebody in the chat, please let me know why people are trading for Joe Mixon.
I mean, I don't know. I got nothing. Like I don't. Alex Ayala with another one here. And then who would be an RB2 would be reasonable to target to upgrade over Mixon? There we go. That's more like it. I package him with someone like Rice, Delborn, or Osborne. So Mixon plus one of these guys could get you what?
Mixon plus Rice might be able to get you like a Pacheco or a James Cook probably, or maybe even a little higher. But I mean, this is the problem. This is the problem with running back. Like when you look at the running backs, like you got the studs, you got the CMCs, Etienne's, those guys. Then you got like, I don't know, the Henrys, the JTs, the guys like that, the Aaron Joneses, the James Cookses. Like, I don't know, maybe you could get JT for these guys for Mixon and Rice. Rice has a lot of value now because he's getting some steam. Mixon obviously has value. So Mixon Rice might get you JT.
And, always say this because we see it all the time. Like apparently Bijan can be had for nothing right now. Shoot for the moon.
Right.
Try it out. Know who you're dealing with, right? If this is a guy who's in first place and Bijan's his running back 2 and he doesn't need to trade with you, okay, he's not going to do this. But try for a Bijan, try for a Pollard, try for a Derrick Henry. Right now, people are worried about Derrick Henry. Like, try for that first. Okay, if that doesn't work, go down a notch. But like you said, even the guys we thought maybe a couple weeks ago were at least solid RB2 types, like a Brian Robinson or like a Ramondre, like even then, they're like, that's not really upgrading much from Mixon. So aim high and then, see what you can do. I guess, Python's saying people believe that Joe Mixon will break out soon because we haven't seen the best he has to offer.
I will say last year, Joe Mixon was like my Josh Jacobs, I guess. Where for a few, early in the season, I was like, go trade for Joe Mixon. Like his usage is insane. It's going to happen. But maybe, sometimes guys are just bad. They're just bad and they can't, usage or not, it doesn't matter. They're just bad. And Joe Mixon was bad last year. He's been bad this year. Like he's not going to suddenly find the fountain of youth and get great. So, yeah. He's a legendary like Mike Thomas.
Some people think he's a legend, a fantasy legend.
That's the other thing. Joe Mixon's never like Michael Thomas at least had that year where it was like he won people fantasy leagues.
Right.
Joe Mixon's never had that year.
Wide receiver 1. Joe Mixon has never been the running back 1.
No, he's been good, but yeah.
It's that one game from last week, right?
I guess
last year. Last year.
Like, I need that 55-point game. What was it? It was like week 6. Did it even help you in the end? Like, did you look back on your season and be like, man, I would never won my fantasy championship without that Joe Mixon 55-point game in week 6 or whatever?
Not that 1 week. Yeah. I don't know how people think. But anyways, all right. We're going to hang on for a few more minutes. You got your questions you want answered, waiver wire before it runs, or some trade questions, whatever you got, let us know. And we'll do a few more here before we get off. Of course, if you do want to guarantee that Super Chat will definitely catch our eye, but there it is. There's one. But we'll do a few more anyways. Sammy, are we still going Kirk over T-Law after last week? Did we say Kirk over T-Law?
No, I'm pretty sure we probably said T-Law over Kirk because he had a better matchup and Kirk was against 49ers. Although Kirk did come through.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to remember. Did we say that? I don't think we said that. But Sammy, I know we just answered one of your questions. It wasn't a quarterback question, but I think I'm going T-Law this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going T-Law this week.
Yeah.
Not feeling a big Kirk game, but of course I wasn't feeling a big Kirk game last week either. So
Yeah, it happens. Random weeks he'll do that. Here's the quarterback question. It's a fair question. Tiffany Fuller, Stafford or Love? Stafford not in a great spot going against the Cowboys on the road, but then Jordan Love is just not good.
I know, but man, at home against the Vikings, come on, Jordan Love. I'm gonna go with Jordan Love here. Come on, Jordan Love. You're at home against the Vikings. Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, all the metrics are just showing that Love is not ready to be a starter. You know, he looked really good for the first what was it 2 or 3 weeks? Maybe it was just one
Like
game that we remember. I don't know.
weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks.
So let's see if we figured out maybe Aaron Jones actually plays more and that helps them. Maybe Christian Watson doesn't get hurt again and that helps. Although he was healthy all game, it was the very end of the game he got hurt, so he can't even use that as an excuse. I don't know. I think Love does have the slightly higher ceiling, so go with that. Just because Stafford has really settled down in terms of being just kind of mediocre for fantasy.
Yeah.
Let me see. 95. What is up? You doing well? Yes, doing well. All right. We can always help. Adams, Olave, Addison, Myers, Garrett Wilson, pick 3.
I'm going the first 3. I'm not off Myers this week. I do kind of like Garrett Wilson this week, but I can't sit Adams. I'm not sitting Olave. I don't think I could sit Addison. Just has too much upside. I'm going the first 3.
Yeah, you have to start Adams. You have to. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm still starting Olave. Yeah, I'm not going to sit Addison for Garrett Wilson. So, yeah, Myers is fine, but you already have Adams. So, first 3 it is. All right, Eric is not that you have to defend yourself, but he was thinking of trading for Mixon because he's hurting at running back and doesn't want to start Kareem Hunt. I get that. He has 7 wide receivers. I mean, if you have a receiver that you're just sitting on your bench, then that's fine.
Yeah, just make sure it's a bench wide receiver. Don't be trading one of your like starters. And look, is Mixon has Mixon even been better than Foreman and Kareem Hunt? No. No.
Well, that's what I would say is don't trade for Mixon, trade for a different running back. Right?
Yeah, trade one of your really good starting wide receivers and get a good running back. Get a Kenneth Walker who, look, Kenneth Walker shouldn't be a buy low, but he didn't score in week 7, and so he didn't have a big game. So now he's a buy low, I guess, right?
That's how it works. You got it. We figured it out. All right. And then he's asking, do we like Waller or Kincaid? I think this week he probably should go Waller, right?
Yeah, this week I'm going Waller.
This is 95. The previous one. Yeah. Pick up Kincaid, but don't start him this week if you don't have to. Max wants this one up, and that's Garrett Wilson, London, Christian Watson, or Deontay. I guess we're just picking one.
Well, it's London for me. I mean, Deontay might be safer. If you want to go a little safer, you can go Deontay. But I like London a lot against the Titans. I'm going to go London.
Yeah, I'll say London for ceiling, Deontay for floor. I do like I like both Steelers receivers because I'm going to overreact to the matchup and the stats. But Deontay, they both put up stats last week, right? Both Steelers receivers. Kenny Pickett looked better. Maybe they figure some things out. But London against the Titans, yeah, he's definitely got the ceiling. So probably would be London. Got to pick one. All right, let's do a couple more. Ooh, Chris KD with another interesting one. Sell Kamara high, sure. Buying on King Henry. Depends.
I don't know if I'm buying King Henry unless I can buy low, which you probably can't. So probably not.
Well, then here's the question. Kamara and Nico for Henry and Chase.
Yes, because you're getting Chase. Oh, please, if you have Alvin Kamara, please trade Alvin Kamara for Jamar Chase.
Yes. This is not even about Kamara or Henry. It's like you're getting Chase. You just do it.
Yeah.
I would trade Kamara and Nico just for Chase and don't worry about Henry. Sarp with one. Should I trade Puka and Kenneth Walker to get AJ Brown and Najee?
I don't think so. Because look, I prefer AJ Brown over Puka, but the drop from Kenneth Walker to Najee Harris is huge. The drop from AJ Brown to Puka is like, it's a drop, but it's not, that's not going to kill you. The drop from Kenneth Walker to Najee Harris will kill you. I'm keeping Puka and Kenneth.
Yeah, that's a problem. Is Najee is just not startable.
Right.
All right. Oh, well, now you show up. Boomer.
Oh.
Last 2 minutes.
We thought maybe you went to bed already.
I guess Sanders off the injury report. All right. Have to start Pierce over Sanders or Hubbard. Well,
yeah, I think you do. I think you gotta bank on, like, what's sad about Pierce. It's such a good matchup this week against Carolina. Horrible run defense. Yeah, I think you gotta hope that coming out of the bye against Carolina, it's not a split backfield. Like, they didn't look at Singletary and say, "Oh, maybe we should get him more involved," because he was good before the bye. You gotta hope that Pierce is still the guy, gets most of the touches. It's a great matchup. I can't trust Sanders or Hubbard when they're both playing. So I think you got to go Pierce and hope.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with that backfield just in general, unless it's one guy, and now it's going to be both guys. So,
right.
Yeah, don't do that. All right. Well, that's definitely a good excuse.
All right. Well, there you go. There you go. Look, I joked about going to bed early, but like literally I'm going to be in bed in like 2 hours. So
I was going to say happy hour starts for us now because we're done. But yeah, it is kind of late.
It's
here,
like
so
dinner, a little bit of TV, and then bed. That's my schedule the rest of the night.
Yeah, pretty much dinner. Might try to catch some of the basketball games.
Yeah, the Heat. I just checked the Heat. The Heat were like easily winning, and now it's like a 1-point game or something. So
they should be easily winning. They're playing like Detroit or something.
Yeah, Detroit.
But also going to check my NBA picks on Underdog, which reminds me, this is a good chance for you guys. If you haven't done it yet, one last reminder, join Underdog. You get that new customer special, Josh Allen, over half a yard. Take the higher. Trust me on this. And you get that free pick. You can combine it with anything else, any sport, anything that's out there. And when you sign up, if you use promo code ENDGAME, you get a 100% deposit match up to $500. So you're getting money just for signing up. And then, look, there's not just the Josh Allen one. You can actually take some of those other free picks they got for NBA. There's always specials. There's always something. And this Thursday, it's the Josh Allen one. And by Sunday, there will also be another one. So you don't have to do it right this moment, but you should, because you can take advantage of all those offers. Wemby, 24.5. I'm curious to see how he does. So I'm going to follow along, watch my picks as the games go on. So there you go. Python knows what's up. Yeah, that's pretty much it these days for us, right? Shower and then sleep.
Yeah.
Don't forget Eat. Eat goes in there somewhere. In fact, Eat is first.
Actually, I do have an Underdog NBA card. I need your boy Bam at a bio. I need one more assist. Right now it's a push. So I think you still win. Like, you still get the card, right? Like, if I think they just lower it to like a card. So I did a 3-pick. I hit my other 2. If I can get one more assist from Bam, I hit 3 for 3. But otherwise, I'll get the 2 card, which is still not bad.
He'll do it. He'll come through. All right, guys.
One more assist, Bam. Come on, just one more assist.
Yeah. This is where you don't watch, because it's just aggravating waiting for him to do it. Oh, and of course, one more. Hey, Jeezy. Kyler, Olave, Rashad for CD and Jacobs.
Well, I'm going to assume you don't need Kyler. So this is pretty much Olave and Rashad for CD and Jacobs. I think I got to go the CD and Jacobs side.
Oh, yeah.
I got to prefer. I've always preferred CD over Olave. And even as bad as Jacobs has been, it's not like Rashad's been great. So, yeah, give me the CD and Jacobs side.
Yeah, it's saying nope, like he doesn't need Kyler.
Yeah, I'm
course.
guessing you
I
don't
mean,
need Kyler.
can't be starting him, so he's just a stash for you. Yeah, I
Right.
take CD Jacobs. Like Jacobs hasn't been great. Yes, we're worried about him, but I would definitely take him over Rashad.
Right. Definitely.
So yeah, if you're getting CD Jacobs, you win. So do it. If
Yep.
you can do it now, do it.
Yep. Do it.
All right. And what else you guys should do is join us tomorrow. We'll be back for
Yes.
some more pregame a little bit before the Thursday night matchup. And of course, check out all the videos that are out. Got Start Sit out, Booms are coming, and then even more over the weekend. So check it all out. All right. Thanks for joining us.